Testing. All right. You can cut out that other.
Hey, yo, aim.
Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, see y'all from Texas, where we should ride in swangers and put diamonds in our neck.
David Washington II, former student from Kimbell High School here in Dallas, Texas. Gunned down September 7th, 2024. When will the violence end? He should be here right now, in class, graduating, playing football. But he's in heaven now.
Head on the head. Put a head on the head for 4 quarters. Put a hat on a hat. Put a hat on a hat. For 4 quarters. Hit, stick, and don't quit. For 4 quarters. For 4 quarters. That's all I want. I'm hurting. I know all y'all hurting. But right now, I told y'all 2 days ago, it's a business trip. We gotta take care of business. We gotta take care of business right now. Then when we take care of business, we're gonna let it all out, and we're gonna be happy for David right now, because he's somewhere right now that we all wanna be right now. You see what I'm saying? He here right now. He here right now. But I know one thing that he would want to do if he was here is just straight ball right now. Oh, yeah. That's all he would want to do right now. That's all he want to do right now. Myra Williams Hall. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Always get him. Always get him. That ain't good. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Always get him. Always get him. The best I have. The best I have. I'm not getting tired. I'm not getting tired. Sit down. 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 Rest the world. 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 Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Fight some more. 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 Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Y'all just heard all the heaven. You better bring hell. You better bring hell. You better bring hell.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? It is Friday, September. Oh my goodness, September the 13th, 2024, and we are back with another HBCU tonight. Make sure that you like, stream, share, comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. I tried to do a little tribute to the fallen young man that was taken away from us last Friday. Had a little audio issue, so I had to, do a little pivot and still, give him his proper due, his proper respect, because I mean, of course, he's a young man, but he also played football. Man, it's been a week. It's been a crazy week here in Dallas. So just all around the whole, everywhere, it's been a crazy week. But man, let's go ahead and get it started. Here go, bring it on to the stage. As you know, my big uncle right here. We talking about Uncle Said, part of that friend that's so nice. They named what? They what?
No, they named it twice. Yo, baby, yo.
What's going on?
What's going on, man? Let's get it, man. This SU week, man. Boom by Classic. We're gonna drop the boom on them tonight and tomorrow. They about to get it.
Let me see what I got for them. Let me see if I got some up in here. I'm gonna try to figure something out. I think I got some up in here for them. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. But
yeah, we're gonna have a Jackson Tea Party tomorrow. What old T said, we're gonna have a Jackson Tea Party.
It's at a Jackson Tea Party.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I had to do that, man, because man, it's so crazy, because that young man was his birthday was 2 days ago. He's supposed to be 18 years old.
Sick, man. It's senseless violence, man. It's just it's sickening, man. It's just sickening. It's sickening, and you wasting you killing one person, and then the other person going to jail. So his 2 lives are gone. So sick,
So
real
yeah,
sick.
that it was just to see that his birthday was supposed to be on Wednesday.
Is that
Just
something?
yep. And see the thing about it is my niece knew him because they went to middle school together.
Wow. And
And
guys,
so
young men like that, young men and women, they have so much life to give and to live, and it just stuff happens, man. You know, shouts out to his family, man. I hope they good. I know you can never replace the pain or the person, but we definitely praying for 'em.
yeah, so that little clip was from last Saturday. Um Dallas Kimbell traveled to Pine Bluff to take on the Pine Bluff Zebras in Arkansas. Won the game big too, 35-6. Um, so and it's crazy because they had to go on the road, and the day before is when this young man got shot.
Yeah, yeah.
So they got a lot of they got a lot of they have a lot of things that's on their mind,
Right.
and it's one of them things where what can you do? You
Well,
know,
they're gonna have to go to battle for him, man, and and just in remembrance of him, and you just want them to succeed, man, because that's a lot. They losing their brother, man. That's a lot. That's a whole lot.
so yeah, I had to put that right there. And the head coach for Kimball is Bam Harris. Used to play for the Chargers, was a wide
I remember,
receiver for the Chargers. So
I
yeah,
remember
he's the
that.
head. He's the head coach for the Knights of Kimbell High School. They had a game yesterday, lost by 3 to Midlothian, 36-33. Um,
That was a good game.
yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game. They showed me. They showed they can actually, they can play with the big boys.
Yeah, they
Because
belong. They
yeah, because
belong.
this school it's pretty much um this school is pretty much it's a 4A, so that school is 4A, so it's like it's smaller in
Hmm.
attendance. So
Hmm.
um but they went up against a 5A school, big 5A school.
Right. Right. That says a lot, man. It just says a lot, about, the mental capacity of those young men, and, just the championship hearts that they have, man. And like you said, shouts out to Bam, Coach Bam Harris. Shouts out to that guy, man, that he can actually still put them in the game like that and still prepare them. And, they went out and almost, almost conquered a beat. So, shouts out to their program, man. I mean, that's a lot, man. And they still going to war like that. That's
Hmm.
it's pretty darn good if you ask me.
Yeah, and so I call my niece. They right now they in East Texas and Longview.
Hmm.
They're playing the Longview Lobos um for South Oak Cliff. So I had asked her about it, and
Hmm.
she was still kind of numb to it. So I ain't the type of person I'm just gonna, I don't want to be the old proverbial dead horse, but
Right.
that's my niece right there. So and
Right. And we have to always understand everybody heals differently, but the biggest the biggest thing is that we can just pray for their healing. Everybody, kind of reacts different, but the best part is that you're not beating a dead horse. You're just showing your side that you actually care,
Mm-hmm.
and that means the most, especially to those young men and women of that student. So, you just always want to, just provide a helping hand and a loving spirit and just whatever they need, that you can offer and that we can offer as a people to those young lads. Let's just do that. And that's the godly way of looking at it, because
Mm-hmm.
that's the same type of mercy and grace that he gives us. So, why not your fellow man? So,
Right. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, let's see who in the house today. You Miss Natasha, how you doing? Good evening. Yes, prayers up for his family. We got Miss Okoye up in the building.
Quay,
The head moderator in charge, Miss Mary from the 305.
Mary, what's
She
going on? Good.
Yeah, they on breaks. They got their little bye week to this week until they go to Troy next week.
Yeah, well,
Um,
this FAMU Scout Week this week. They watching all. They gonna have about 10 terminals on at the same time. So they scouting us this week. So they
hey,
scouting everybody on their schedule.
hey, we got HBCU bad talk. Hey, I'm gonna need y'all to score more than 5 points. Got to get some points on the board. And we got Mr. Buckley. He said, "Yes, sir. You know what time it is. It's SU Hate Week.
Hey,
FTP. You
hey,
know,
what up, dog?
we we don't like them folks right there. They don't like us, and uh, yeah, Ed, yeah, Ed, for real. That team in Jackson, we got them nervous, got them shaking, got them shaking.
Yeah, we got them shaking, man. They very anxious to see what kind of product we're gonna put out there on the field. But we'll give you a glimpse tomorrow. You'll see it live. You'll see it live.
Oh yeah, we gonna see it live. We gonna see it live. So we got some games this weekend. So let's start down that D2 slate.
Uh,
As always, you know how we gonna get down. So
let's get it.
Blue come up in here. I hope he don't wreck my he don't wreck my dreams like he did last week.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The boy
yeah,
Blue came in. He's like, you think they gonna you think Tennessee State gonna get some up? He's like, wreck
yeah.
wreck my
That Cam
whole
Miller,
day.
man. That Cam Miller, man. He's a dog. I mean, he's another one that should get a shot. He's a dog, man. He's a game changer. He's a game changer.
Here we go, Chris. Oh yeah, we got a surprise for you, Chris. We got a surprise for you. Towards the end, right before everybody head out to the respective locations and stuff like that. But anyway, man, we got D2 football coming up right now this weekend. No Thursday games, which is a good thing.
Right.
So everybody's here for the Friday games. And let's start in the CIAA. So
Okay.
we get the schedule. Let me get my schedule up for them right here. This week we got first Ohio Dominican University is visiting Winston-Salem State. Don't know what time that game is for tomorrow, but I don't know too much about Ohio Dominican. I don't know
Yeah,
too
that's
much
one.
about
That's
them.
one of the smaller schools, man. They put you in the kind of like Lincoln and schools like that. I think Winston Salem they're gonna run away with it. I got things probably winning by
Okay.
30, by 30. Easy.
Ooh, say about 30.
Easy.
The best person to ask about this team right here would be Stephen Gaither.
Yep.
Stephen Gaither would be the best one to ask about this team.
Yep.
And then let's see, we got Bluefield State is on the road taking on Emory and Henry College in Emory, Virginia, which basically is they're going across the state line.
I got Bluefield on that one.
We got Bluefield.
Yeah, I do. I like their running back. They got a decent running back there, man. I like him. He's not too oversized, but he's kind of like 5'10", 5'11", about 205, 210, but he's pretty good.
And then we got Bowie State is hosting Davenport University. That's at noon on Saturday in Bowie, Maryland. At Davenport University, I had to kind of, I was trying to figure out what kind of team this is right here. Really couldn't really say too much about this team, but this is the second game for Bowie State.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to figure out.
I'm a roll with Bowie because those schools are like, right above D3 schools. They not even, I mean, they Division II, but they just a cut above, maybe a couple more scholarships. They not really, on that level. So,
all right,
basically a scrimmage game. Work on some stuff for next week.
Basically a scrimmage game. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Now, got to figure out. Let me go to my ESPN app because it's a game that's supposed to be played this weekend,
mm-hmm.
but word on the street was they backed out of it, and that is Fayetteville State. So,
yeah, I kind of saw that, man, and that was kind of weird.
Because they were supposed to play Alabama A&M.
Yeah. Yeah, that threw it off because I know that was a game that my frat Jay White had picked for them to run away with. I remember him this summer talking about it, and that was kind of strange, man.
But I'll tell you who they picked up though. They going down to South Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Take on Valdosta State.
Ooh, man gonna have to come with it, man. He gonna have to come with it.
Oh no, this is Fayetteville State.
Oh, Fayetteville State. Oh, okay. Oh, they playing Valdosta. Oh, well, nah. Yeah. Valdosta, man. Valdosta, they mad coming off that loss too. So I can see them regrouping.
No, they actually won last week.
I thought they lost the first game though.
No, they lose first game. They beat Albany State.
Oh, they beat Albany State and then they won last week too.
Yeah.
Oh, so they 2-0. Oh, well, yeah, that train gonna keep rolling.
They 2-0.
That gonna keep rolling. That train, they're gonna keep rolling.
B-Rod, what's going on, man? We got Mr. Chris up in here. What's going on? Mr. Buckley say he head down the highway early in the morning.
Yeah, man, y'all be safe. Getting into that highway, man. Getting down that highway to and from, man. And shoot, man, let's have a good time and get on down tomorrow. Let's do it. Let's see
what we got. We got Allen University making a visit to Salisbury, North Carolina, and Livingstone College.
Okay.
That's a 6 p.m. game on the baby blue turf.
Yeah.
So
that turf fire. That turf fire. I like it.
On the black and baby blue turf. Yeah, it is different. It is different. I'm actually going to go with Livingstone.
Really?
I'm gonna go with Livingstone. I'm gonna see what Sean Gilbert can. I'm gonna see what they could dial up. They came off a good win last week.
Right.
They came off a good win, and Allen played Clark, and
Yeah, see that. I guess that's what I'm looking at. Like Allen fresh off a good high, man. So they fresh off a good high. They really are. They fresh off a good high. So I mean, well, I'll say this: that's gonna be one of the D2 games of the week. I can tell you that because that's gonna be smash mouth. You're gonna see a bunch of blitzes. You're gonna see a bunch of zones. You're gonna on offense. You're gonna see the RPO. So that's gonna be a barn burner to me.
yeah. But I'm gonna get Livingstone. I'm
Give them
gonna
the
go
edge.
with. I'm gonna give them the edge.
Okay.
So we got Shaw University 2-0 coming off a big win last week against Albany State. They host Catawba College.
I know, man, and that's so shocking, man. Because like I said, I was picking Albany. I bought into the hype, man, and it just seems like they just having a meltdown right now. But it's still a long season. But like I said, I just knew for sure that Albany and Fayetteville was just the two teams beat. But them in Fayetteville and Fort Valley, and I just thought they was the team to beat. But Shaw, man. Hey, shouts out to Shaw, man. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to him. Well coached
You know,
team too. They're
you
a
know
well
anything
coached
about
team too.
you know anything about Catawba?
Mm-hmm.
Catawba. Yeah. You think that train gonna keep rolling with
Yep.
Shaw?
It's gonna keep rolling.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Okay.
choo-choo is on. That choo-choo is on. It's on the rails. That choo-choo there is on the rails because you got to think. This is one of the very few times, man, that Shaw is actually good on offense, defense, and special teams. Because they got a good punter too. That's averaging about 43 yards a kick. So, you can pin people like that, man. So, like I said, I like what they're doing, man. They coaching those guys up. And, I like to see teams like that that's, well coached up. They're very disciplined. They play clean games, not too many penalties, not too much stupid stuff, not too much stupid alignments and stuff like that. So they kind of play clean football, man. So, like I said, it's shocking me, but from what I saw, man, watching the tape on them, I just, Doc nephew, I gotta go with the train, man. I think the Shaw train gonna keep rolling.
So we got let's go ahead. I'm gonna go with Shaw too. I'm gonna roll with Shaw. Elizabeth City State versus Erskine College. That's it. Taking place in Due West, South Carolina. That's a 1 p.m. game right there. Erskine, let's see, it's not too much you can really pull up on them unless you go to the NCAA website. I think Elizabeth City can get this game also too. I don't see
Yeah, I don't see too much on Erskine, man. I think Elizabeth City, they stout on defense, man. I like what they run. They run a 2-4-3. I'm gonna roll with them. I'm gonna roll with them. They remind me on that level. They remind me of a baby Morgan State.
And my last game, which is my CIAA game of the week, it is Lincoln, Pennsylvania, making their way down to the Queen City to take on Johnson C. Smith. 1 p.m. kickoff.
Barn burner. That's a barn burner. Shouts out to Lincoln. Shouts out. Yeah,
Now
that's gonna be a good one.
this is going to be a matchup between Isaiah Freeman, who's quarterback at Lincoln University, versus Darius Ocean, quarterback for Johnson C. Smith. But there's also it's a matchup to see if Lincoln's offense can actually put up points against this Golden Bulls defense.
Yeah, I think, man, I like both quarterbacks. This is one of the very few games this week that they're gonna have, great quarterback play. But man, I'm gonna have to take a swim in the ocean, man. I like what I see with him. I like him. I like him. I like Ocean, man. I like him. He can spin it. He can spin it. He can run too when he needs to.
He can run. He can spin it. I like Johnson C. Smith by 10 points in this game right here.
Yeah, I think that's kind of mirror my score. I was gonna go along with probably like 27-17. So yep, you spot on.
So now let's get it to the CIAA. I mean to the SIAC, SIAC.
Let's get it.
All right, let's get it. So we got most of these games are 6 o'clock. We got a couple of 1 o'clock games, a 3 o'clock game. Kentucky State going down to South Georgia to take on Fort Valley State. That's a 1 p.m. Game. That game will be shown on the Griot. So
Marshall 200 yards. Marshall 200. Yep, 200 yards.
Marshall 200 yards.
200 yards. 200. 203 touchdowns. Yep. Mr. Dynamic. Mr. Dynamic himself. Mr. Dynamic himself. I love his game. He's coached very well. That's another guy that, a sneaky little NFL team might want to give him a look, or, no less than the USFL, no less than that.
I think he'll get an NFL.
He should
get an NFL tryout.
He should. I mean, he's dynamic, man. He gives you everything that you want. I mean, he's a I remember his game kind of like a old school, like Marshall Faulk kind of running back, Thurman Thomas, them kind of guys.
So we got Lane versus Benedict. I'm gonna get Benedict by 21.
Yeah, Benedict could beat them, but we have to look at it now. I mean, I saw them guys live at Lane. Quarterback is the issue for them. Good stable running backs. They do have beef on both sides of the ball. They do. They got nice trenches, but I just think that last week, of course, they faced a formidable opponent, of course, but it was a couple of things that I did see. They got a nice RBU, very nice RBU. So, what they're gonna have to do, they're gonna have to slow the game down. They're gonna have to make it ugly, because if not, they're gonna get 20. They're gonna lose, like you said, by 21 if they don't use that tactic.
Well, I got Benedict though.
Yeah, I do too.
Lane showed me 2 halves. They showed me 2 halves last week. First half, when they had the original starting quarterback in, he couldn't hit the side of a barn.
Couldn't. They got quarterback issues. It's sad. It's sad to see. A scholarship student can't throw the ball accurately over 5 yards. That's sad to see.
And then the other was in the second half, when they replaced the quarterback. When they replaced the quarterback, they were able to move the ball. They were able to move the ball down the street.
They were. I mean, but they were running. You know what I'm saying? They running backs kind of got into the game, kind of got into the groove. Of course, it was against the third team, but you can kind of see glimpses of what they need to do to get a win. Like I said, I think they should just stick to that, just running at AB gap, swing out plays, stuff like that, stuff that the quarterback can actually throw, maybe. And that's a big
Hmm.
maybe with him. That's a huge maybe because he just act like he got hit one time and he was scared the rest of the game.
Oh man, that I just like I said, um, when they brought in like I said, when they brought in the backup,
Hmm.
he was able to, like I said, he was able to move the ball more. They 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 basically adjusted their whole offensive game plan.
Right. They
Like
did. They did.
um, they basically adjusted their game plan in the second half, and they were able to move the ball down the field. Um,
Yeah, they were. They just weren't able to score. They scored once, but like I said, if they stick to that game plan, nephew, I really think that they could just they just going to have to make that game as ugly as they can. As
yeah,
ugly as possible. I mean, it's going to have to be just super ugly. But if not, if they play the way they did last week, I'm looking at probably like 42-14.
said 42-14.
Hmm.
Oh snap! He said we ain't giving we ain't giving them jokers nothing.
Man, that Marshall, man, that should be the player of the year. I mean, he's the guy. I mean, and as you can see, the Lane can't stop the run.
Mm-mm.
We Jackson State was just working on stuff, but if Jackson State would have just kept just running the ball, I mean, you could have had about 400 yards rushing. But then they
Yeah.
cannot, they linebackers are the size of safeties and corners. So that's
Mm.
going to be a problem against a formidable guy like Marshall. You telling me a 205 linebacker gonna be able to stop him? No, it's not gonna happen.
Well, like I said, Benedict by 20 by 3 touchdowns in this game right here.
Of
We
course,
got
of course,
we
of
got
course.
Central State. We got Central State making their way down to South Georgia again to the coast, take on Savannah State. First conference game for both teams.
Mhm.
Uh, Savannah State showed me something last week in the first half against Southern. You know, made the game ugly. We
Right.
Coach Graves, he was not happy about how the game was in the first half, saying that they only scored 16 points against them. They should, he felt like they should not score. Savannah State should not have scored at all.
Okay.
So, um,
Well, I mean,
but
Savannah State, they played okay. But it was just the trenches began to wear him down, and then let's just be honest. T-Set came in and took the game over. He did.
yeah.
He did. He did.
So I mean, when you look at it, they still are trying to figure out who their QB is. They try to figure out everything about what's going on with them.
Right.
But um Central State is coming off a 58-point beatdown by Grand Valley State
Yeah, that was a beat
last
down.
last Thursday.
Yeah,
So
that was a beat down.
um so I'm in the on the fence where which Central State team you going to get? Are you going to get the one that was a touchdown away from getting at Morehead State, or you going to get the one that got demolished last weekend by Grand Valley?
Well, let's just hope that it's not the one from last week because that was embarrassing. And if I was their coach, you won't stop running till I see you throw up at least 2 times. and I'm talking about 2 times.
Mm.
So, that's one of them. That's one of them kind of whoopings. Like Northwest State last night. That was pitiful. You let somebody put up 87 points on you, and this is a football game. It's not a basketball game. It's a football game.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That was terrible. But Major Applewhite got his first win at South Alabama yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
But that was still terrible.
Yeah, that was terrible.
So I would go Central State by 10 points on this one right here.
Yeah, I can agree with that. 10-17. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I can agree with that. I agree with that. I think you're right. I think Savannah gonna, like you said, kind of make it ugly a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see.
Now, my SIAC game of the week is Clark Atlanta versus Florida Memorial down there in Miami Gardens.
Man, I'm on the fence, man, because Florida Memorial coming off a great game, man. But it's just something that impressed me about my boy, man. I'm still my head is still in the sky with my QB, man. It's still in the sky. It's still in the sky.
Now, I would say this. That Flomo, they did beat. They can't. They basically
they showed
played
they was a Florida team. They was a Florida. Let's just be real. They was the true Florida team last week. Speed.
They was a true Miami team.
Mm-hmm.
That was a Miami squad right there. So, Edward Waters came down there and figured that they had it, but Edward Waters always had issues with Flomo the last couple of years.
They have.
Either you down there or they come to Jacksonville. They always have your number. They had it this past Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
They jumped out on them. 24. It was 24 to 6. They jumped out on quick.
I'm talking about it was quick.
Ended the game 31 to 21. So basically, Edward Waters got points, garbage points in the last quarter. But they could have made it a game. Now,
it just wasn't enough time on the clock. It wasn't enough time on the clock to make it a game.
Now with Clark, the issue is the main thing is which David Wright you gonna get. Are you gonna get the one who threw for 7 touchdowns 2 weeks ago? Are you gonna get the one who threw his first interception last week?
It was crucial too. It was crucial. When I saw the highlights on it, I just like, what was he looking at there? Because he's big and you should be able to see. Like when you taller than everybody, you should be able to see that. But that was a crucial pick there. I know he wish he can have that throw back.
But I'm gonna give Clark the game by 10.
Like I said, I got to roll with my QB, man. I like him. I just think, everybody's entitled to a bad game. But we'll see this week, what he can he regroup? I know he probably, he seemed like he's hard on himself. Just hearing him speak. So I would say, he's going to bounce back and he's going to lead him to victory. And I'm predicting 4 touchdowns from him tomorrow.
He said 4 touchdowns passing tomorrow. All right, we gonna see, but we're gonna take this quick commercial break. We're gonna head on into the Deep One apparatus.
Yeah, let's get it.
We'll be back after this commercial break.
It's your boy Doc Holliday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shout outs, and members only live chats. And also you can get birthday shout outs on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket. All right, man, we are back, y'all. So let's go ahead and get to this D1 talk right here. We're going to start off with the MEAC as always. We got a couple of games, got a couple of big games going on in the MEAC. Let me go ahead and get my let me get my stuff ready for the MEAC. So my first game on the list, they got some good games right here. South Carolina State going over to Statesboro, Georgia, take on the Georgia Southern Eagles.
That's going to be an awesome matchup, man. I think, of course, Thanos, man. I mean, he doesn't have all the pieces that he wants right now. But for what he has, they're very well disciplined. They're well coached. And, I can see them making a game of it. I really do.
Okay. Well, I've always said this. And then we all go play an FBS opponent, get your money, come home, don't get hurt.
Yeah, come home uninjured, because Georgia Southern, I mean, they still got athletes down there. I mean, let's just be real. I mean, they got a slew of running backs. They got two guys that I can see being on NFL teams at the running back position.
So let me go ahead and we just gonna skip that. We already know Georgia State's gonna win that game. Or hopefully the game is gonna be competitive tomorrow. That's a 5:00 kickoff on ESPN Plus from Statesboro, Georgia. Now, for the folks in the Triad in North Carolina Central make their little 15-minute drive to Chapel Hill and take on the Tar Heels of UNC.
Tar Heels of UNC. Yeah, that's another money game. But it's going to give them valuable experience, to help their trench play out a little bit. So.
Yeah, I want to see how long Matt Brown's going to be the head coach for long, because he in his 80s, man.
I think he just hadn't announced it yet, but I believe this is the year. I think no later than next season. I think this is it. But I really think this is it this year.
Again, could be, try to make it at least decent, a decent game. Go back and watch the game against FAMU back in 22. But you really can't really gauge off of that because UNC had Drake May as a quarterback. So,
of course, I mean, you got to think, Coach Brown, he's a quarterback whisperer. He always have been. And now, of course, they got a running back whisperer, so, we'll get a chance to, see him in his Carolina blue on the sideline with his headset on.
So Carolina about the line, the spread is they got UNC 37 and a half.
They'll make it.
They'll cover the spread.
Yep, they'll cover.
All right. So we ain't gonna give no score. I'm not gonna give no touchdown. They'll cover the spread.
Yeah, they'll cover the spread and make it home uninjured.
We got Morgan State heading back up to Ohio this season again to take on Ohio University. This game is from Athens, Ohio. It will be a 2:30 kickoff with the weather feeling real nice, 88 degrees out there. The line for this game is 24.5 for Ohio. Now, remember last year, Morgan played defense against Akron.
They did.
They scored too.
They did.
And they kept the game. They kept the game within play, but it was just a bad handoff to the running back, and basically, scoop and score. It only had like 20-something seconds left in the game. That's a minute something. I think it was like a minute something in the game. But that
was like a minute 20.
Yeah, so that was the main thing that kind of killed them, because even though you're trying to kill the clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to kill the clock. I think it was too early to try to kill it.
It was way too early. I mean, that was bad, coach. But my biggest thing, I just don't understand. I don't know if they go all state defense out of high school and then maybe a bench warmer for offense. I just don't get their philosophy on that. I was talking to MEAC when we were texting the other day, me and MEAC Mike. I was just telling him, I was like, man, won't you guys just come down south and get some people up there at Morgan? Come down south and come get some of this good talent, and give some of these guys some scholarship opportunities, because it could definitely help, So,
well, Coach Wilson, he's loyal to that DMV area, so.
Oh, he loves it. Yeah, he loves it. Yeah, he loves that DMV area. Yeah, they know for defense. They are, but they have and the best offensive guys in that DMV area. They're going to Maryland. They're going to places like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really going to no Morgan State and all that other stuff. They're going to Virginia. They're going to Maryland. They're going to, they trying to go down to South Carolina. Places, schools like that. So
mm-hmm.
They known for defense, and I get the the DMV area as far as talent, but the coach really, being a coach, one of the things that you need to do is you always check out these polls, these national polls, these regional polls, and those are the schools that you have to look at. And if you look at the top 25, in the nation, I mean, all that stuff is coming out the South and the West Coast. So sometimes you gotta open your horizon up a little bit. You have to, because it's gonna be the same thing, year after year after year after year after year. So.
Okay. They said they can't hear me.
Can y'all hear us?
Oh, I can hear. I was just trying to check on my sound.
All right. But like I said, man, he gotta open up his recruiting, skills a little bit. Not saying that he can't recruit, but like I said, from a national standpoint, just look at the high schools. I mean, everything is either West Coast to South. You gotta come down to Georgia, hell, come down to Mississippi, come down to Tennessee, and get some of those guys, man. You know, because you're gonna need, with a formidable defense like that year in and year out, it doesn't make sense that you have a team on offense that can't even score 20 points a game. That's sad. That's sickening. Your defense is averaging 10 points a game, but your offense is averaging maybe 13 or 14. That's kind of, that's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
that is crazy right there. That is crazy. Now, I would say in this game, ball control, because I, in my humble opinion,
Mm-hmm.
hold on, let me see something. In my humble opinion,
Mm-hmm.
I think Morgan can actually pull this game off.
I do too. I mean, their defense, like I said, I nicknamed them the 85 Bears. They really are. I mean, everybody runs to the ball, and everybody's going to hit you. And they deep. They very deep. They can go 2, 3 deep. At each position on defense, but it's just offense. It's just
It's the
I
offense
don't
that's the issue.
get it. I don't get it.
So
Yeah, it's a huge issue, and that they actually, if they can average 21 points, man, they will run through the MEAC. And I mean run through the MEAC. They will run through it. They'll be Celebration Bowl bound. But they just, you run into the, NCCUs, they run into the South Carolina States, teams like that. I mean, they can't keep up with the scoreboard. You just can't keep up. So you gotta fix that. Gotta fix it.
So yeah. I would say Ohio would cover the spread.
What is the spread?
27.5.
I don't know. Because, like I said, the defense is just, like I said, they, it's levels to their defense.
24.5. 24.5.
I don't think they cover. I'm gonna go under.
Under? Okay.
I'm going under.
So Ohio, their first 2 games of the season, they started off with a loss to Syracuse at the Dome, 38-22, and then they had South Alabama come up to them last week and beat them by 27-20.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Morgan won their first game against Hampton, 30-28. And then, they went across town to take on Towson. That contest ended up being a 14-9 swing to the Tigers.
All right.
Now, when you look at this, they is 44. So they average 22 points a game on offense.
Yeah, that's for now, though. That's for now. But at the end of the season, it's going to be by 16, 17, knowing them.
And they only giving up 18.5 right now.
And that'll go down.
And they'll go down because once they get into MEAC play,
right,
it goes down.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the thing what Morgan has to do is they have to contain this running back, Mr. Tyus the third. He got 3 touchdowns.
Beast. Beast.
He is senior, so he's actually a transfer from Northwestern.
That's why I knew him from. Yeah, beast.
6'1", 225. That's what you got to do. You got to contain this dude right here.
It's gonna be hard.
It'll be hard, but I think the defense. I think Morgan defense is up for the challenge.
Oh yeah, I mean the '85 Bears, man, they always up for the challenge. Um, they specialize in shutting run games down. That's one of their specialties.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they very detailed with their no fly with their version of the no fly zone. But it's that front seven, man, that gets you, man, because they have so many different alignments. They gonna throw some exotic blitzes at you. They're gonna rush three, drop five. I've seen them rush five, drop one. They just have so many different complex and exotic defensive packages that they use. It's a sight to see, especially if you just, a real defensive football fan and know that,
Mm-hmm.
know what you're looking at with your X's and O's and stuff. I mean, it's very exciting to see brand of football, but it's just, I'll say this. When I saw them score 30 points, I thought there was a typo. I really
I don't
did.
want no typo.
It wasn't a typo, I know, but I couldn't believe it. Because that's really 1.5 games for them to score 30 points. But I mean, so if they score 30, the talent is there somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
but it just has to come together, man, because the defense is just too good year in and year out. That's a mystery to me. I don't know.
Right. I would say this. I would, if I'm gonna go with Morgan, I would. This game will probably be either a 1 point or a 3 point game.
Could
No
be
more, no more, no more than that. No more than that.
because they definitely not gonna cover that spread.
They're not gonna
So
cover spread.
no, they
And
ain't covering that spread. No sir, no sir, because that defense travels. Morgan State's defense travels. It does.
and if Ohio wins, they have to go out. They have to keep the score running. Like they gotta, they if Morgan State the first to the second half,
Oh Lord.
it gives Ohio's offense to gives them the ball, and they see what that defense is about. Then you will see that it's basically chess and not checkers.
Right. Well, I mean, even with that dynamic running back, you know, if you want to win, yeah, you can give him 20 touches tomorrow. But the only thing is giving 20 touches against that defense, man, just hitting you like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just, that's not a good look. It's not a good look, because they defensive trenches can match, those big offensive line, meaty trenches, that they have, that some of these larger schools have. It's just they just know how to design pressure, man. They front seven is formidable, man. It
Yeah.
just really is. You just got to call a spade a spade. Year in and year out, man. I mean, Morgan State is just the ideal defense that you need to mirror your team behind. It's just the truth.
Right. So I would say I would say more. I would say Ohio by 10
Yeah,
in this
I'd say
game.
maybe 10, 14, maybe ish. But I'm kind of like you, Doc. I would not be surprised if it's 3 to 6 points. I would not be surprised. And I would not be surprised if there's a strip sack fumble for a touchdown. I wouldn't be surprised. Because them two DNs for Morgan, they coming. And they ain't playing no games either. They coming. Because I was watching the game watched some highlights the other day. Both of them was in on a sack together, and they almost knocked each other out. That's how fast they were coming off that edge. I said, Lord, that's a defense there, man. It's a defense. I love it. I like it. I really like it. They remind me of that defense when South Carolina State had I don't know what we'll just say Leonard because I think he done changed his name again or some crap. But
Who?
what is Darius?
Darius Leonard.
Yeah, but he didn't change it to Shaquille Leonard, Shaq Leonard.
Oh, that's his first name.
That's first. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. But it reminds me of that defense when he was there. They yeah, they were pretty good. Russell say Morgan State defense not deep. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I
I'll say
mean,
this.
say
They
it's not
starters are
deep.
good. They starters are good.
Say,
I'll say that. Then if he said they're not deep, I can say their 11 starters are good. They are.
but I mean, you can say they're not deep because of the fact they playing an FBS team. Of course, 63 to 80, 80, 85 scholarships. You'll say it's not deep, but when it's FCS on FCS, I think they have a deep roster.
They do. On defense, they do.
On defense, they do. So
defense, yes, they do. Because they about 4-5 corners deep. And I saw that with the highlights. Second team. They all right. But like I said, I agree, with Russell. Y'all got the right coach. If I'll say this, MEAC, you better beat them guys this year. And I mean that. You better beat them guys this year, right here. Because if you don't, we all know what's about to happen. We all know what's about to happen.
Well, let's go on. Let's get to the next one. We got Wagner coming to Dover, take on Delaware State. Both things coming in at 1-1.
Yeah. I'm on that Delaware train, man. I'm on that train, man. I really am, man. I like the team chemistry. I like what they do on offense. I like what they do on defense too. Special team, they got a kicker, great kicker, decent punter, 38, 43, yak. So, I mean, yards per punt. So, I'm on that Delaware State train, man, for some strange reason. Some telling me to root for them. I'm on that train.
I would say Marquis Adams would be the emphasis in this game right here. Mm-hmm. My whole thing is he's been sacked 8 times, but he's athletic.
Yeah, well, a lot of those sacks because he was holding the ball after like 5 Mississippi, trying to make stuff happen, and then it came crushing down on him. But if he gets within that 2 to 4 seconds, he'll be fine.
I would say this: Delaware State gets if they win this game, you're gonna hear a lot. You're gonna hear a lot of folks in the media talking about what are they doing, what are they on, right?
Well, I mean, recruiting. They've had some decent classes the last 2 years. It's just recruiting. I think those players they're finally panning out. Because they've had what is it, 3? Is it Doc? Is it 2 or 3 good recruiting class? I know it was 2. I thought it was 3.
Probably 2.
2.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, remember this is Tony. This is not Tony Lee Ho's second year.
Like I said, he's had some good classes, man. He's had some great classes. So I just think this year they're kind of gelling from what he's recruited thus far, and I think it's kind of the gelling is there because they've been there for like a year and a half, kind of like together, and mixing in some new guys too. at key pivotal positions. So I just think they gelling right now. I'm on Team Delaware State right now. I really am.
Now
That's
let's
my
just say
that's my dark horse.
if
That's my
Delaware
dark.
State win this game on Saturday,
Hmm.
they go into next week and they have Richmond coming into town.
Okay.
Richmond, the Spartans are 0-2 right now.
Hmm. That's true.
What if they can get this team? And from what I'm hearing, my whole thing from what I heard is the Richmond is not as strong this year
No,
than it was last year.
they're not. I mean, they still decent on the offensive line. They got an All-American guy that's a right guard. I think he's going to be an All-American. But they have the same problem, man. And it baffles me with a lot of these schools, man, that having quarterback issues on any level. You just can't have. In order to win, you got to have a QB, man. You got to have a signal caller. You just have to. I mean, that's just the way the game has transitioned into.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get away with it. Unless you got a defense like you said, like a Morgan State. You can kind of mask it a little bit, but in the end, it'll still come back to kind of bite you a little bit because you just need a signal call. You definitely need it, and that's one reason why I like NCCU. I do as a team, but I'm just not convinced on that quarterback. I'm not convinced on. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Well, I'll save my thoughts about that a little bit later,
Yeah.
but I got Delaware State with an upset over Wagner tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that'll be by 10. I get it between 10 and 17.
I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say 7, a touchdown,
No touchdown. That's fair.
by a touchdown.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, but Delaware State, like I said, they riding off a high right now, and their coach is very fiery. He gets them motivated. He gives great locker room speeches. I advise everybody in the chat to go look up their coach speeches at halftime on YouTube. They on there, man, and he gives a heck of a speech. So I'm on that train right now until it derails. But I'm on it for sure.
All right. Before we get to it, we got 188 people between YouTube and Twitter. For all my folks on Twitter, make your way over to the YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Come on to the dark side of YouTube and hit that subscribe button. All my folks that's on, like, share, and subscribe, and also comment too. And we are doing some look, we're gonna try to get something going on because y'all know October. First and foremost, October is coming up. First and foremost, that is my birthday month.
Your whole month. That's right. That's right.
So even though my birthday is on October the 8th, it is a whole month.
That's your month. That's your month. Big dog month. Big dog. Big dog month.
And I am going, for a birthday present, try to get to Jackson for the FAMU game.
Well, I mean, I tell you what, man. I mean, that's one of those games, man, that, right now we got to handle business because this is SU Hate Week. We got to handle business, but just hold your horses, Mary. If you're still in the chat, hold your horses. we coming. Y'all come on down. Y'all come on down. But yeah, we definitely looking forward to that, man. One great thing about this week is that these next couple games now we about to start getting into SWAC play, MEAC play, SIAC play, SIAA. So it's gonna be some great games to come, man. Great season. Ready for it. Ready to talk real football, X's and O's, and hey, man, let's get it. And shouts out to you, Big Noob, Jay White. Yo.
What's going on, Mr. Ford? How you doing? Uh-oh. Let me see, Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford can't hear. Can you hear it, Mr. Ford? Let's see. He probably jumped back on. So we got next on the list. Next on the list. It is the Bourgeoisie Bowl. the Bourgeoisie Bowl.
Yeah. Love it, man. Love it. You
Mr.
know,
Ford,
I
can you
think
hear me? I think he have technical issues, technical difficulties. But Howard taking on Morehouse. This
man,
game
look at here.
is in New York. Yeah, this is the one that's in New York.
Yeah, of course we're gonna go with Howard, with this game. But like you said, this is the boule, if you will, the Francois, all that good stuff. But no, I think it's going to be a very great game to see. I think it's going to have fans, because if you think about it, in that area, the New York area, you have quite a few Howard graduates, quite a few Morehouse graduates, within that vicinity. So I think it's going to be a well attended game. I mean, but the outcome is going to be horrible, because Howard is actually a good team. I actually watched them very closely. I like their running backs. Quarterback play is okay. They do have a dynamic receiver. I like him. I like him a lot. And then they got, to me, besides Malachi Bailey, they have the actual best, defensive guy in FCS. HBCU FCS. I'm very big on Gallup. I've been talking to a couple of my rep friends about him, colleagues and stuff, say, hey, man, you guys need to watch this dude. Because like I said, I can see him being on an NFL team. I can see him actually being a starter on an NFL team.
Yeah.
I really do.
Mr. Ford.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing? I just want to make sure you can hear us.
Yeah, I'm listening. I listen. I think it's a punk move by Howard to keep taking Morehouse to New York. I don't understand why they won't invite Jackson or Southern or Grambling or FAMU, somebody that's going to make it a classic. You're going to have them people paying all that money to see somebody that don't give a damn about football, and you talking about it's about a bourgeois classic. I think it's ridiculous, man. I'm so sick of Howard doing this, I don't know what to do.
It's called the endowment. It's the Black Endowment Bowl.
Yeah,
I'm sick of it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, Mr. Ford. It's going to be a blowout, but I just think that from a fan perspective, from a traditional perspective, as far as the mystique of both the schools, I mean, in their mind,
see, a game like that, Morehouse and Howard, you take that to the campus. That's not worth taking to New York. If Howard wanted to have a classic, invite Jackson State to New York. Invite Southern to New York. Invite Florida A&M to New York. Okay, invite Grambling. That's a classic. Not no 65 and that. Nobody want to see that no more, man. That's old.
Yeah, that's because that's what it's going to be. No doubt.
That's old, man.
But I guess I was
one
thinking from a
you got
different
65
world.
scholarship, and I doubt if Morehouse got 15 or 20.
Yeah, they actually, I was reading the article, they actually have 19 scholarship football guys.
That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Get the people, a heavyweight fight.
Right.
Bring Jackson up there. Let TC team be seen in New York. If not TC, bring Southern up there.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking on another channel. I got invited on another space, and I was talking to Miss Erica, the Howard graduate, and I was telling her, I was like, well, man, maybe both of us need to talk to our ADs, and let's have a battle of the Mecca. Because they call themselves the Mecca. Jackson State calls themselves the Mecca. So why not have a game like that? The Battle of the Mecca, and the winner gets to get called at.
And take it to like I said, take it to MetLife Stadium. And by the way, did Howard get any more band members? They still marching about 30 pieces. How many people in the band?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
Mr.
don't know.
Ford,
Because
man,
last year I
I
saw them at the Celebration Bowl. Wait, I saw them at the Celebration Bowl, and my middle school band is bigger than Howard's band.
man,
And they
you
got
know,
$900 million in the endowment.
they don't worry about the band. That school, that
Oh,
nor Morehouse. I mean, neither one of those schools. I mean, that they, they might have like Howard might have two snare drums and Morehouse might have one. So I mean, that's their school, man. That's just their school. That's how they do it. That's how they
I
do it.
said, get the people a show, get the people what they want. You're going to bring, because Howard got a program. That guy's doing a good job, man. That Larry
Oh
Scott,
man,
people was asking me last year, talking about Larry Scott, is this a 1 year thing? Larry Scott building. It's a matter of what Howard's going to give him. But that band situation, they need to get that remedy. You got $900 million in your endowment, and you're going to tell me you can't put together 150 pieces? You can't put together 150 pieces.
look, you get no argument from me. I don't know, man. But they have small stadiums too. So it's
Oh, that's
where
green.
you gonna sit
Listen,
them?
green is ridiculous. Green is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And they need to do some upgrades on that. It need to be refurbished. Because, Green's capacity, the school is over 10,000 students. The capacity of Green, I think, is 7,000.
Yes, sir. But the last time I was at Green, man, I'll say this: we have a field in Jackson called Newell Field, and that's a high school field where Callaway and Murrah always have their games, and it looks. Let's just say it looks 50,000 times better. So it's pretty.
Listen,
I'm like you. It's pathetic. It is. It's pathetic that you have a 900 million
it's pathetic.
endowment. But I
You're
guess
the richest boarding school in America. You won't fix your dorms. You got your students protesting and living outdoors. You won't fix your dorms. Okay? At least fix your athletic stuff. And we ain't gonna talk about Bird Gymnasium now. We ain't gonna talk about that.
hey, I
please
can't
don't
say.
talk about that.
I
I done
I
seen
can't
guys
say.
break their ankles on that floor. You can
I
go on
can't
YouTube
Yeah,
and
talk
we
see
ain't gonna
that.
talk about
about.
that.
I can't talk about me. You know what? I can't talk about stadiums because y'all know we the king of we is the king of high school stadiums in the United States, in the state of Texas.
Oh yeah.
Straight up high school stadium. Like, look, I watched the game last week, and it was Crowley versus North Shore. North Shore came up towards South Fort Worth
Mhm.
last week and played in the new stadium. And I'm like, Crowley and North Crowley got a new stadium. I'm like, hold on now, I actually like this right here. And um, I don't know. It just and even the stadium that Duncanville South Oak Cliff played in last week, it looks so much better than what you will see at Green, which I've seen pictures of a Green Stadium, but I've never been, I've never been there before, never been to DC
I've
before.
been there.
That would be on my
I used to recruit for
bucket
Steve
list.
Wilson in Atlanta.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
That'd
been
be
there
on,
I've seen
too. I've
Green
been there
several
too,
times.
Mr. Ford. Yeah, I have too.
that'd be on my bucket list right there.
But let me say this: even though their facilities look that way, that they listen. When Steve Wilson was there, they were getting calls from all over the country. People wanted to come. Number one to Howard, but number two, they wanted to come to the DMV. They wanted to come to the DMV. I mean, he was getting calls from California because Jay Walker came from California. Jay Walker originally played for George Allen at Long Beach State, and he left Long Beach and went to Howard. His teammate was Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis left Long Beach and went to the University of Georgia. I'm telling you, Howard's name can recruit them anything they want. But I'm just saying, it's like the people there, they rested on their laurels. I don't understand why you won't do something about Greenfield. Why you won't do something about that gym? I
Well, they
remember
just stick
we
to
were
their
so
state.
happy.
They stick to the story. They say DMV, you good with me. They gonna
Yeah,
always say that.
listen, we were so happy. It was a 7-foot African kid signed with Howard. He only played about a half a year. But anyway, I remember a lady told us she had worked in the MEAC, and this is what she said. She said, I understand why y'all happy and everything because they got that kid. But let me tell you this. She said, Howard ain't gonna do nothing to help that kid. They ain't gonna do nothing to help that basketball program. And I was so hurt. But let me tell you something. Everything that lady said was true.
Mm.
They did nothing to help that kid. And then he turned out, I think he got hurt. He might have played a half a season. What his
He
name?
did.
Merkel? What was his name? Merkel?
It was it
McCure.
McCure?
That's right.
McCure Maker.
Yeah, that's right. Because he had come from a prep school or something. What, in Arizona? Where was it? He was somewhere out west, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. And they said they brought him to Howard's homecoming. He fell in love with the school because UCLA was after him, Kentucky was after him. I mean, all the blue bloods was after him, and he chose Howard. And we was ecstatic about it. And that lady told us, she said, let me tell you something, they ain't gonna do nothing to help that kid. And let me tell you something, she was right. She was right.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next one right here. We got the Battle of the Bay. Tamana just pointed out to me in the chat. The Battle of the Bay. Hampton versus Norfolk State. And down there in Norfolk, which to me, from what I heard, Hampton and Norfolk ain't number about 15 minutes away from each other.
Yeah,
So
that's right. They're a tunnel away from each other.
So you got another bougie school in Hampton who's having the same
Yeah, but they
issues.
care about football, man. Hampton cares about football. They care. I mean, they want to be top.
And going to Norfolk, so
Norfolk has beat them the last 2 years, right? And they beat them the last 2 years.
Yes. Do you count 3? Because I'm looking at it where do you have anything to talk? Do you have anything to offset with Jalen Daniels or Kevin King, like the running back? I don't think they have a chance to stop the running show.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, Norfolk is still, decent in the trenches, and it's gonna come down. But I do like the Hampton team. They scrappy. They remind me of that BCU team from last year. They real scrappy. So, but I just think that running game just gonna overpower them over a couple quarters.
And the more he seeks balance at Norfolk, the better they're going to be. Now, I think this last game, he allowed that kid to throw 21 passes. If he keeps that up, I think Norfolk will pull it out. It's when he won't, they attempted 9 passes and completed 7. See, that kind of foolishness. That don't work in no Division I AA in FCS. You got to throw the football. But if he seeks balance, if he allows that kid to throw at least 20, 25 passes, I think Norfolk wins.
And I don't know if Hampton can stop the running game from Norfolk either. Now, Hampton's issue is who's your starting quarterback? Is it going to be Chris Zellis or you going to go with Malcolm Mays? Malcolm Mays give you the best chance of winning. And Chris Zellis is a turnover machine.
He's a super turnover machine, but he can.
I liked him last year. I was impressed. Now he's not starting, right? Zellis is not starting.
From what I'm hearing, Zellis is not supposed to start. It's supposed to be Malcolm Mays, but Zellis has gotten in the game. The last game that Hampton played, he got in the game. I know he threw for like 200-something yards, but he also had 2 interceptions too.
Oh yeah. Well, I was really impressed with Zellis last year as a dual threat. I really enjoyed watching him.
Yeah, Yeah, he's the ideal dual threat, but sometimes he overdoes it. He tries to, like these young kids say, he tries
Yeah,
to do too much. He
yeah.
tries to do too much, and he plays a lot of panic ball. But he's hella athletic though. I mean, he's a true dual threat quarterback. But only
Well,
thing he
they
gets a little
probably
ankle.
gonna be looking for a coach. Do you think that'll be a landing place for Willie Simmons?
Willie
Because
No,
ain't
I
going
can see
back to
Willie
that.
Simmons being at Duke for
Willie
1 year.
Willie
no,
ain't even FBS, Mr. Ford. Willie is
Huh?
no.
head in the F. Willie
He's
is
a FBS coach now. And matter of fact, he's a group of four group of five at the least, but he's a power four. I think he's power four now. So no, I don't think he's coming back down. And
so
I don't
I
think
got
he
a question.
should.
I don't think he should. So I got Norfolk winning this game on Saturday by a touchdown. If they let Daniels do his thing, if Odom's let Daniels do his thing in this game, I got them winning. They'll win by at least 2 touchdowns. But if he kind of restricts them, then I would say by no more than 7 points.
Well, we know he's gonna run the football. I mean, that's just like Mr. Ford said, that's just pinpoint bottom line. He's gonna run the football. His
Yeah.
first 12 to 15 scripted plays are running plays.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is with him. I don't know why he coaches like that, but it just is what it is. His first 10 to 12 on the script they're gonna be running plays. He just believes in
Well, if,
70-30.
like I said, if he can allow that kid to throw the ball at least 20, 25 times, I think he wins. But if he gonna hold a kid to less than 10 passes, that's gonna be a problem.
So that was the issue. That, like, to me, that's the issue right there. Because he threw 21. So he was 14 of 21, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception against Virginia State last week. So do you keep him? Is this the formula that you have? And is this the formula that you keep? And then Kevon King ran for 137 yards last week too. He also had a touchdown. So do you keep this formula? Let him throw 21, like no more than 25 passes. You throw 25 more passes, that means that you are giving up on your running game. So
No, you're not gonna do that now because that's his bread and butter. That's why them people at Southern was mad with him because they felt that because that team was so one dimensional, that's why they lost them 2 SWAC championships to Alcorn because he wasn't throwing it enough.
what's your pick on this game, Mr. Ford?
You talking about the Battle of the Bay?
Yeah.
I'm going with Norfolk.
All right. Uncle Said, what you got?
I'm gonna say Norfolk 24-17.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the big dogs. SWAC talk right here. So
Let's get it.
First on the list, PV is going up to East Lansing. The spread, y'all, is 40.5 for Michigan State. They will cover that.
Yep.
I'm not giving no score or nothing like that.
They will cover. They will cover. Yeah, they'll cover that.
We know they gonna lose. We just want to know what's the spread if they gonna cover the spread. So
Yeah, they'll lose though.
Are they gonna cover the spread? That is a big ass spread right there.
No, they'll cover. They'll cover it. Yeah, they'll cover it. PV,
All right.
PV, You know, we was hearing the hype about this quarterback that came in, and wow. The only thing I can just say is just one word, wow.
Oh, let me ask you this question, Mr. Ford. Did you hear about South Alabama, what they did to Northwestern State last night?
Yeah, you talking about Major Applewhite?
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, yeah. And is Jay Opson still on that staff?
I haven't heard if he was still on the staff or not. Well,
Me either.
I was just wondering.
I know Hammock is on the staff. I know Bradley is on the staff.
Yep, both of those guys on the staff.
They both of them are on the staff with Applewhite.
And I like they, they two freshman sensations. I mean, I think, USA, they're okay. They produce, spot players here, there when they go into the NFL. But I love that freshman quarterback that they have, and I love that running back, Fluff. They call him Fluffs. I forget his last name, but he's gonna be a dog.
I don't know if I really want to get like hung 87 points on me like that. Like literally. They got hung 87 points. Literally.
Man, if I was a coach, they'll still be running right now.
Yeah.
They'll be running right
Major's
now.
probably advertising for a bigger job. That's why he did that. He's probably Major's trying to get a bigger job. I mean, he's knowing him like y'all was talking about Willie. He probably want to go Power 4. He probably, so that's what he's doing that to get some attention.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he won't be at South. He won't be at South long at all. I can see
that's
him.
what I'm saying. Because Major got his resume has got Nick Saban's name on it. He was at Texas, right? He was a Texas star. He had the University of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's trying to get into Power 4. He's probably trying to get one of them Big 12 jobs.
And
he might could get Colorado.
Ooh.
Possibility. That's a possibility.
Yeah, he could get Colorado and come down there and recruit them kids out of Texas.
Oh, I didn't know it's press hall weekend. It let you know how much my head been in the clouds looking at stuff all this week.
Happy Prince Hall weekend to the light, to the east, my brothers, to the east.
But man, I just had to ask you that because that I was like, you know what? Northwestern State put up a fight last week against Prairie View. It came to a goal line stand, and then yesterday, they just wet the bed. But yeah.
Yeah, they had a bad breakdown. Very bad breakdown. Bad breakdown.
Oh, they said Mr. Ford, he said Jay Hobson is still on staff as the assistant cornerbacks coach.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So
now, Jordan, we hadn't talked about the boom boxes yet. It's coming.
That's the last thing we talking about. So whenever we get ready to talk about it, you bring all your friends and bring everybody on.
I agree, Ed, with that Kenny. I mean, they almost beat Arizona State. And I was looking at Texas State, although I don't like them for what they did to my school, but they got some athletes. They got some athletes on their team. So, if I was...
He's another one going to get a job soon. He's going to get a job.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
He's going in the Big 12 soon. Yeah, he'll be in the Big 12 probably in a year.
They took Arizona, a 2-0 Arizona State team to the brink, Mr. Ford. I mean, like that. It was really not over till like the last minute of the game when they kicked that field goal. So, they're a well-coached ball club.
That guy's he's a guru when it comes to offensive football. That Kenny, he knows offensive football. That guy's one of the best. He's been under everybody. I think he's worked with Peterson. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. That guy's a guru, man.
He
He'll
is.
be in the Big 12 soon. He'll be in the Big 12.
He is.
He might
He's
get
actually.
Baylor. You never know. He might, because if that guy don't straighten up down there at Baylor, they gonna look for somebody new.
I think
What's his
they
name, Miranda or whatever?
Aranda,
Yeah,
Aranda.
Dave Moran.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he don't get it straightened
Mhm.
out. He gonna have to go. He gonna have to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. It's too many. It's too many athletes for that program to be looking like that.
Yeah,
And and also Kenny is a product under. He falls up under Jeff Levy's coaching tree as well, from the new head coach
yeah,
at Mississippi State. So you
yeah.
got to watch out for people like that, because see
Really,
those
but
type
but
of coaches,
really,
they
but,
win, and they win fast. They don't
but
take
really,
years off.
really, GJ is actually he actually is a disciple of Ty Graham.
Hmm.
He played under Ty Graham when he was at Tulsa.
Hmm.
So and then Chad Morris taught him some things when Chad Morris was the offensive coordinator up there too. So
Where's Chad Morris now?
I don't even know. After he left SMU, it was like that was it. Um,
Because they ain't missing him. SMU didn't miss him.
not at all. Not
Not
at
at
all.
all. That train
Uh-uh. Didn't he go to
just set it
Arkansas?
up.
Chad Morris did go to Arkansas, and I know some of the boosters
Yeah,
did
I thought
not.
he went to Arkansas for a minute.
I think that they were not happy about that. And one of them is Jerry Jones.
That's why KJ left. That's why KJ left. You would think that a guy, 6'5", 250 pounds, that can throw the ball a mile. He's from the country. In northern Mississippi. You would have thought, that he would stay, but that's one reason why he left. So because of that.
He asked me why
UCF.
did it? Yeah,
Hmm.
he said
Yep.
ask why did the Kirby TJ Finley league Texas State to go to Western Kentucky? I mean, he ain't had nothing else. What else he got to prove at Texas State? I mean, he's a seventh year. He's like a grad. He's a grad transfer now because he's been in
Hmm.
school for a minute. I
Yeah, he's
mean,
He's actually a COVID grad transfer. So I just think, to answer that question, to add a caveat to that, I just think he's trying to get to that league, or see if somebody give him a shot, because he's good enough. He's good enough.
Chad Morris, yes, he did. He did coach at Allen High School after Tom Westerberg left. Chad Morris was he was the head coach at Allen for a little bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish out this thing, and then we're gonna get to that hate week. Bethune is going up to Kalamazoo. The spread for this game is Western Michigan 33 points.
Over. I told
And
you, I just don't trust. He's a heck of a recruiter, but I've known Coach Woody for years. I just don't trust him. He's part of my Hugh Jackson fan club. I just don't trust him. Can they get the players there? Yes, they can. Coaching ability, no.
well,
Yeah, they look like trash on offense against Mercer last Saturday. I watched the game. They look like trash, man. And it's not just the players, the coach and everything.
Yeah, the coach.
What's the guy's name that's offense coordinator, Bethune-Cookman? Who's offense coordinator down there?
I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even want to know, Mr. Ford, because it's just Woody, man. I just don't, like I said, maybe he's the kind of guy that.
But the defense look good, though. The defense look good.
The defense, they look good. I think they will, fare
the defense wasn't bad.
okay in the SWAC.
They're gonna be tough in the SWAC. But I don't see what they're doing on offense. I don't see nothing.
Yeah, you
I
got
don't know
the
what they're
score.
doing on offense.
You're gonna have to score in the
Yeah.
SWAC. I mean, you just got to score. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't understand. I got to look up and see who's doing that. I think it's some young guy from the East or somewhere. From a Division III school or something.
Yeah, it's just like I
Yeah,
said.
he's
He
doing
I
that.
mean,
It's a
he
real young
has
guy.
all world talent down there. I mean, he has all world, talent, but
Yeah.
it's just
Listen,
it's
Central
him.
Florida is
It's just
filled with
him.
all world talent. How many miles is he from Orlando, Florida? You got all world talent in Daytona. You right there in Central Florida. Ain't nothing but like I said, nothing but all world talent down there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
And
a
all you folks on here
2.5 hour
that's
drive.
listening from the University of Florida, hey, all you people from the University of Florida, you Gators, your coach is up there in Wisconsin. Watch him tomorrow, Luke Fickle. And if it's not him, go get that O'Brien boy up there at Boston College. That's your coach. Because Billy Napier is over his head.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. Mr. Ford, I'm gonna have to say, not so fast. I think they about to throw the kitchen sink, the highways, the byways, the Bentleys, the Rolls Royces, the Bugattis, the White House, Graceland. They're gonna throw that down there in Oxford, and they finna try to
Yeah.
go get that man
Yeah,
killed.
he'll probably be the number one. Yeah, it'll be up to him.
Yeah,
It'll be up to
that
him.
thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
Yeah,
one thing with him, let's just be honest. If Ole Miss would have just had a smidgen of a defense these last couple of years, just a smidgen, not much, but just a smidgen of a defense, I mean, it would have been a lot of stuff, changing. Then you got to look at Ole Miss this year because we know he's prone to drop a game some kind of way during the regular season. And then after he dropped that game, then they blow everybody out. So really this year, Mr. Ford and Doc, it's set up so perfect for Lane Kiffin this year because if they drop that Georgia game, they still gonna get back on a high, get on a roll, and they're gonna go into that playoff.
Mhm.
And they're gonna be a
yeah,
tough
I think they're going to play. But the thing with Lane ain't going to stay nowhere long. Now, how long has Lane been in Ole Miss? I've been in Oxford.
About 4 years now.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
this is
time for
long
him
as
to go. He don't stay nowhere long. He don't stay nowhere long.
Well, the other 2 times he stayed somewhere long, he didn't stay nowhere long. He got fired. That's the reason why.
I'm telling you, he don't stay nowhere long now. He gonna burn out. That's why I said Florida might get him. But I'm saying if they don't get him, look at the boy up at Wisconsin, Luke Fickle. Look at that guy up at Boston College. Them guys right there can give them what they want. Because what they want in Florida, they want to be national championships. That's what they want. They want to be. And if you look at the school, and they should dominate the SEC. They in the state of Florida.
How about this? I had to talk about this the other day, yesterday to be exact. Mike Norvell at Florida State has almost the same identical record than his successor at the University of Memphis. Ryan Silverfield is 33-19 and has won 3 bowl games. And he lost 1.
Yeah, Silverfield, he actually was the OC up under him.
Right.
And when he inherited that team. So that's a hot name. I think it's more along the lines of maybe him scooting over to Arkansas. Maybe like a Arkansas or maybe like a Vanderbilt. He's kind of in that mode.
I wouldn't say no. I'm sorry. I wouldn't say nobody in the Vanderbilt to die up there as far as a coach. That the best coach that they had up there, in the last 15
Was
years
Franklin.
is
Was
James
Franklin.
Franklin.
Oh, yeah, Franklin. I forgot about Franklin. That's right.
James Franklin.
That's
and
right.
Let him go to Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State. That's right.
Well, that was a move up. For him to leave Vanderbilt and go to Penn State, that was a move up.
It was a move up. But when they got Derek Mason, Derek Mason, he did good the first couple of years, but then after that, the ship just started to sink. like the
Well,
Titans.
the lady that came in, the new AD, she was not a Derek Mason fan. She was ready for him to go.
That's true.
Then you
She
got
was
Clark
not. She
Lee
was not.
and
Yeah, she hired Clark Lee. The black lady that's the AD up there, she hired Clark Lee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I mean, but then too, let's talk about this before we head on to Alcorn and Edward Waters.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that coaching staff at Maryland. Look what Mike Loxley have up at Maryland on that coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
You mean tell me
He got the
nobody?
boy from Harvard on that staff, don't it?
He got
The guy that was from Tim
he got
White.
Ted White. He got
Ted
Ted White
yeah.
on this. He got Kevin Sumlin.
Mm-hmm.
He got plenty of people on that staff.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Sumlin can come back into the FBS to a G5 or to a P5. I would go to a G5 first because that your stint at a P5 location, P4 location was it was good when you was at Texas A&M, and then people started getting in the way. The boosters basically start getting in the way. And then when you got to Arizona, what Steve Harvey said, and the band was playing while the ship went down. That's how bad it was right there. Oh yeah, Ted White is at UCLA right now. He's at UCLA with Deshaun Foster.
And I think really on that Colorado train, once Coach Prime leave, I think they finna go get their own.
Yeah.
I think they finna go get their own. I think they about to go back to. I think they about to run with Airbnb. I really do.
They had a chance to get Darius Hagan, but he down to San Diego State.
Yeah, I think they're gonna bring all the boys back, but I think Airbnb is gonna be the coach. Though. He's gonna be the head coach.
Well, you bring all them boys back, Canavis McGee.
Yeah, I think he's gonna bring Hagan. I think he's gonna bring Darius Hagan. We're gonna be on the staff. He's gonna have himself. So you better watch out. I think that's gonna be their next move. Is Eric Bieniemy being now that he's come back down, which is downgrade, which I never understood why he couldn't get a head coaching job in NFL. I just never understood that. He got passed over way too many times. But
yeah, UCLA. Is he the offensive coordinator at UCLA?
He's the OC.
Yeah, he's the OC.
And can't you see, Mr. Ford? Can't you see the difference in Dante this year? Playing, so far with UCLA.
I don't understand why he couldn't get an NFL job.
Me either. I don't know.
I don't understand either.
I don't know.
Politics. Politics.
I don't know. I do not know because there's, because I don't know. I don't know with that.
He got 2 Super Bowl rings, didn't he win 2 Super Bowls?
He won 2 Super Bowls.
He got 2 of them.
Yeah, he won 2 Super Bowls. So, I mean, I don't get it. But like I said, if you look at his performance, I mean, look at Dante, their quarterback right now. Man, that boy looks so poised this year. I mean, you can just tell the coaching difference in it. Bieniemy is just, he's that guy. And I just think that, in all fairness, he just needs a head coaching job. Give him a shot. I mean, the man has been successful. He has.
Yeah.
He has. And he was the one that noticed, well, he and my former coach that messed up my team, that went back to Kansas City. But, they were the one that actually noticed Patrick Mahomes. Yep.
Well, let's get on back to this SWAC play. We got Edward Waters making that way to the reservation down to Alcorn. How much? Now Alcorn has only scored in 2 games, right?
Right.
3 points.
Well, I think they have a quarterback controversy down there. I saw the freshman that got in. He didn't look horrible. I think he's going to give him the best option. I just think Macon is probably the most dynamic player that they have at the QB position. but he's a runner. You know, he just can't throw the ball past 10 yards accurately. You know, that's his problem. That's
He's
his
a runner.
problem.
He's a track star.
Yeah, he is.
So,
No doubt about it. I mean, no doubt about it. I mean, you run him with that QB draw. I mean, it's to the house. It's to the house. So, you know, I think there's a probably maybe it's going to be a two system kind of deal this year with them. Because you know the freshman guy, I forget his name, but you know he can actually spin it. He can spin it. He can actually spin it. But you know they just don't. They don't have what they had last year on offense, and that's what's going to hurt them. Going to hurt them, especially in SWAC play.
yeah,
But
Xavier Vaughn is a freshman from Beaumont, Texas.
that's him. Yep, that's him. Yep.
Roderick Hartsfield is a freshman, redshirt freshman from Waxahachie, Texas. So, and of course, you know Tyler Macon is from St. Louis. Who do
Yeah.
you go with?
I'm gonna start off with Tyler Macon, man. I'm gonna see what he gonna do. I'm gonna try to see what he gonna do. Maybe the first quarter, first 2 or 3 drives. Let's see if we can get some momentum going. Let's see if we can get some chunk plays. You know, let's see if we can get some QB draws. Let's see if we can get some, you know, play action going where he can throw it over the flat. You know, he can make that pass. It's not a hard pass to make. So, you know, if I was them, you know, I'd go strictly RPO with him and let's see what we can do because the defense gonna be there. You know,
Right.
Malachi got them boys. I mean, Malachi Bailey. You know, Mr. Ford. I've been telling people that's actually my HBCU pick as far as getting drafted. Malachi Bailey. That to me. He's one of the most dynamic, you know, defensive, you know, lineman prospects in a long time. He's just that good to me. So, you know, him and Gallup, of course. You know, I love Gallup at Howard, but you know, the defense is there, but you know, like I said, what they're gonna have to do, they just got to get that RPO going. That's the key. That's my key to victory for them. Get that going. See what Macon gonna do. Once you soften up the defense a little bit, then you know if Macon has a turnover or something like that, then let's bring in a freshman guy and bring it on to the house. I have Alcorn winning that game 28-24.
What you got, Mr. Ford? I think he took a call. I'm gonna go with Alcorn in this game. I'm gonna go 35-14.
Wow, you got about 3 touchdowns?
I got him about 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
At the same time that Edward Waters has struggled, even though they won the first game convincingly against Morehouse. The defense has struggled trying to get, to try to get off the field.
That's true. And you're right. I mean, because I do like the tight end from Alcorn too. Love him.
Oh, Truck Griffin.
Yeah. Love him. Love him. I mean, he's a dog. Great dog.
So yeah, I'm gonna do three touchdowns. About 3 touchdowns. Hold on. Let me see. I think you got yourself. Yeah. Okay. All right. Need I say anything about this game? Alabama A&M versus Georgetown College.
Minor and Jay White say, man, he finna keep his job. That's what he say. Minor say he finna keep his job.
The U-Haul truck said, "Hold up, let's wait."
He finna keep his. He say he finna keep his job. He say he finna bark. He say he finna bark at all the commentators. He say they about to come in there and score 60 tomorrow.
And quiet we trust. I think it might get ugly.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna get ugly. Quad is. I like his throwing motion. I like his poise. You know, he can actually pull it down and run it if he needs to. But what I like about him, and I love quarterbacks that do this, there's one good trait about quarterbacks that I pay attention to. When you keep your eyes down the field, that's a great trait to have. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. So yeah, and as far as tomorrow, Nuke, Jay White, and Quad we trust. And Quad we trust. I agree. I'm rolling with you. I'm gonna say 56-10.
Shit, I ain't gonna say 10. I'm probably gonna say about 80-0, just because. Just because. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Alabama State going up the road to Birmingham to take on. Hold on, let me get Mr. Ford because he's they called. Mr. Ford, how many points is Alabama A&M gonna score on Georgetown College tomorrow? Oh yeah, Mr. Ford, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. How many points A&M gonna score on Georgetown College tomorrow?
Okay, now is that the Georgetown from Kentucky or the Georgetown from DC?
Georgetown from Kentucky.
Okay, that's a Division II school?
That is an NAIA school.
Okay, so they should beat them up pretty good.
All
I think they looking forward to that 28 meeting in Tallahassee, right? That's what they waiting on, right?
I think they went on for that one.
Yeah, they waiting on that FAMU match. Yeah, they'll blow them out tomorrow. Oh, they should.
Samford University and Alabama State. This game is over in Birmingham tomorrow. Samford is coming in at 0-2, and Alabama State got their first win last week against Miles College, 24-3. They started the freshman James Sims last week. I don't think he did look too good for me, but
yeah, he was okay. He was just okay.
Now Daquan
Who beat
Kinsey?
Samford? Who beat Samford?
Who beat Samford? Let me see who beat Samford.
Yeah, who beat Samford?
It was the Gators, and then the University of West Georgia beat Samford. Yeah, Florida beat them last week.
Okay, you said the Gators. We talking about Florida Gators?
Florida Gators. And then the first game of the season, they played West Georgia, and they lost to them by 9.
And so y'all expecting Alabama State to beat?
I don't know. I don't expect Alabama State to beat Samford. I think Samford comes in.
Yeah, it's going to come down to trench play. Samford does have a decent offensive line. They don't give up that many sacks. I mean, they gave up a couple of them to Florida, of course, but they don't give up that many sacks. And they got a potential All-American guy at center. So I'm going to say Samford 28-10.
Is Chris Hatcher still the coach up there?
For Samford?
Yeah.
I got to check and see on that one. Daquan Kinsey, I think they hold him in check tomorrow. I got Samford winning by 4 scores. I ain't gonna get.
Jeremiah Clark, you know what? If you could stop being effeminate about 5 seconds, you could learn a lot. You could. Georgetown has always had a football team. Okay, if you stop being girlish, you could be all right. I could teach you a lot. I really could. I'm telling you, the Macon creator don't like effeminate men. I'm telling you.
Oh Jesus, I'm done. I can't do nothing but laugh.
Yeah, well, let's move on. Move it
Let's
on.
move on. Move on. Let's
Yeah,
move
move
on.
on.
Oh man, Grambling is coming to eat. Coming to Texas, to Northeast Texas, take on Texas A&M Commerce. What you say about your
Now, is
alma
that's
mater?
FCS or is that Division two?
FCS, Texas A&M Commerce is in. They are in the Southland Conference now.
Oh, okay, Southland come. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They are.
man, I am on the G-Man train, and I'm gonna tell you why. I see a difference in Miles Crowley this year. He has a different eye on that ball this year. And Mr. Ford was correct. Mickey Joseph is changing him. I like his deep ball. I like his well, I guess his seam game, if you will. He's actually running a little bit this year, because he's really like a true pocket passer. But I'm gonna go upset. I'm gonna go 35-31 G-Man.
What you got, Mr. Ford?
I don't know nothing about Texas. You said Texas A&M Commerce, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally ignorant about it. I don't know anything about it.
So Texas A&M Commerce, they had a couple of head coaches. One of them was alum Clint Dozell, who is a Arena Football League legend. He was the head coach for us for a little bit. Kobe Cartel was the head coach a couple of years ago. He's down at Stephen F. Foster right now. And I'm trying to figure out who is the head coach right now because I'm trying to figure out who. Yeah, Clint Dozell is the head coach right now. So Clint Dozell took over for Kobe Cartel, who went down to SFA. They were 0 and they was 1 and I think they was either 0 and 10 or 1 and 10 last year. They are 0 and 2 this year. They are 0 and 2 this year.
And that's Commerce.
That's Commerce.
Well,
I would
hopefully we
say
can beat them.
this. I would say this. Miles Crowley is pretty much like the way he's throwing the ball.
Mhm.
65% completion rate.
Mhm.
The best thing about it is he only has 1 interception. He's only been sacked twice.
Mhm.
So
Right.
Yeah, he's learning how to get out of dodge too. That's what I was referring to. He's moving his feet a lot better. He's actually, to me, in my humble opinion, he's actually learning the quarterback position. He really is. I mean, I like him. I mean, I'm
Well, his
I'm
head
big
coach
on
was
him.
a quarterback himself, right?
He
Wasn't
was.
Mickey Joseph a quarterback?
He
Yeah.
was. He
Under
was.
Dr.
So
Tom Osborne, wasn't it?
he was. He was. He was one of the very few Nebraska quarterbacks that actually threw the ball. So,
Yeah.
I think, I really think that he's in for a decent year. I think the West is kind of blown up now because we kind of see who PV really is. We're slowly but surely seeing what Alcorn really is. So, I mean, it's wide open. It's wide open in that West. It
But
really is. I
then
mean,
the question has to be asked, if Alcorn having all these problems offensively, why would you pick them to win the West? Didn't the SWAC pick them to win the West? Didn't they
defense,
say that at the SWAC Media Day?
defense, tight end, running game. And then, everybody's still big they were still big on Tyler Macon. You know, Tyler Macon, it's just they run it's the system to me, because you know they gonna have. I mean, you got to play towards his strengths. You got to have him playing, you know, in a true RPO game. You know, that's his game. You know, he can dink and dunk you, but he's looking to take it to the house himself. So Alcorn, what they're gonna have to do, you know, especially when they get in SWAC play, they just got to design like a true RPO for him, because when Tyler Macon is running that type of offense, Mr. Ford, he's dynamic. I mean, he's a sight to see. But it's just, you know, they try to, you know, make him into something that he's not. And that's just an eye down the field, you know, type of QB. And that's not what he is. He's just one of those kind of sandlot, you know, we call him sandlot quarterback. You know, he just, you know, he's just dynamic, you know. So I think that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to switch some stuff up, you know, especially going into SWAC play, because, you know, there are some defenses in the SWAC that's going to be able to stop that. So, you know, but if he runs that RPO, then that's going to give, you know, that's going to keep that seam open. And then, you know, you got your first line of defense, you know, with the linebackers, and he for damn sure can run past a linebacker. So, you know, I just think that's what they need to do with him. If that's going to be their guy, I'll say that.
Well, I got Grambling. I'm gonna tell you this. I got Grambling over A&M Commerce by at least 2 touchdowns.
And who do they have the next week?
The next week they are.
Yeah.
I think they have Jackson next week. We go to the whole.
That's right. You're right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. You're correct.
That's the game of the week next week. Jackson and Grambling. That should be the game of the week next week.
That's my game of the week next week.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be a good one.
And then the week after that is the 28th, 9/28. I might have to kind of go between my game of the week for the SWAC would be the State Fair Classic or FAMU versus Alabama A&M. Hey, is either
Maybe
one.
we just need to have a dual game. We need to have games of the week.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Let's go ahead and continue, and then we're gonna try to get up out of here in a little bit. We got Mississippi Valley going to Murray, Kentucky to take on Murray State, the Racers. Both teams are coming in. The both teams are coming in at 0-2, where Valley could have had their first win last week if it wasn't for a BS interception call, which it wasn't no interception, because I asked Coach Wade about that, and he was like, I ain't seen no interception. I seen that the ball hit on the floor.
He trapped it. He trapped
it. The bees came up. He said, I seen the bees on the floor. And I mean, they went down, you know, Lamar went down the field and pretty much scored, but Lamar was so undisciplined last week. They had 18 penalties for like 150 some yards.
Yeah, they were chirping.
That's bad coaching.
They were chirping.
That's bad coaching.
They were chirping big time too. Matter of fact, they had about four face mask penalties.
Now I also said this. I also told this. I told Coach Wade this. Hey, your quarterback is a freshman, is a sophomore, but ain't the sophomore that you started off the first game of the season. It's Jaden Sisk is your starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's your guy. I mean, you got
that he's going with him.
Yeah, you got because 84 hadn't been getting the appropriate touches that he needs, because he's one of the most dynamic players in the SWAC. That number 84, I like him. A lot.
Did they ever get a new AD at Mississippi Valley? Who's the new AD?
I haven't heard.
I hadn't heard either.
Because that one time they had the lowest budget in the SWAC, right?
Yep.
And still do.
Yeah.
And you know, they let Hakeem get away. You know, so
He went to Jackson, right?
he did. He did.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that stadium, I saw it last week in person. It looks nice. Looks nice. You know, they still got mosquitoes everywhere, but the stadium it looks pretty good. Scoreboard does as well.
So yeah, so Jaden says 61% completion, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. So, and he only been sacked twice. So I mean, that's your dude right there. That's your
That's
guy.
the guy. He's elusive. I mean, he's elusive. Even with the trench play problems that Valley has. I mean, to only have 2 sacks, you know, with that type of offensive line that they don't have, I mean, that says a lot. I mean, he's elusive. He can elude the rush. And you know, you want a guy. And then plus he comes out that Texas high school system, man. Let's just be real. I mean, when you come out that Texas high school system, that's just a different type of system. I mean, you have guys there that might be 3A and they can go start in the SWAC. It just is what it is. You know, you might not like it. You know, people might not give them credit, but me, I'm gonna give them credit where credit is due, because anytime you have 2 schools, and we talked about this last week, and people need to understand this: when you have 2 schools that are in close proximity of each other like that, and both of them are ranked top 7 in the nation, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? These schools are like, you know, like if they chose to walk down the street, take a little long walk to the other school, they can do that. So, I mean, it's remarkable talent coming in that, you know, that I call it the Jasmine Crockett hotbed. You know, that's that Crockett hotbed. So, you know, it's an abundance of talent. So, you know, if I was some of these SWAC coaches, you know, what TC does, he's smart enough to do it. You know, you got a couple other guys, but you know, to build your teams up, you know, the Prairie Views, the Texas Southerners, you know, the UAPBs, the Valleys. I mean, you better go get in that area. Better go get. I mean, even if you get. I mean, even if the guy is not a starter, but you know, he was good enough to maybe start on someone else's team. Get those guys too. Give them a shot. You know, you need to run clinics, man, and invite some of them. Invite some of those players. You know, if I was them, I'd be inviting entire football teams to clinics. Say, hey, man, you guys come on down. Let me see what you got. So,
yeah, but they have not given the ball to Jackson Davis. They haven't thrown the ball to him yet. But I think the offense will change. I think for this weekend, tomorrow, it will. I got Valley winning by a touchdown tomorrow.
Like I said, I love Sis. I think number 84, I don't know his name, but I just call him 84.
Jackson Davis?
Yes. I've watched that kid. He runs great routes. He's tough. Matter of fact, when John Huggins hit him, he got right back up, wanted some more. And John Huggins was he was a pie-ow, you know. So I'm going to go Valley with you. I'm going to go Valley 21-20. 21-20.
What you got, Mr. Ford? Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Valley and Murray State.
I'm saying, who is Valley?
Murray State.
No. I'm gonna have to go with Murray State. I don't know anything about Murray, but are they going up to Kentucky?
They
Yeah,
are.
they are.
They are.
I don't know anything about Murray State. I'll go with Murray State.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from, Mr. Ford.
Yeah,
It
I
just
don't know.
and another thing what really ticks me off with Valley, they do go into that they are, kind of matriculating into that Dallas area. But my thing with them is every great player does not have to go to Delta State. Man, you got from Yazoo all the way up to Tunica to get your team, and then on the outskirts of Memphis. That will give you just really basically an all-star team.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I would start in Yazoo and go all the way up to Tunica and just pick guys
But
and
at
just
one
pick
time,
guys.
didn't Mississippi Valley recruit heavy out of New Orleans? Didn't they recruit heavy out of New Orleans?
Actually, Ambrose. Yep.
One time they lived in New Orleans. Had a lot of kids from New Orleans.
Uh-oh.
I mean, one of the best ones. I mean, yeah, one of the SWAC all-time great, New Orleans. So yeah, they did. Yeah, and matter of fact,
Murray.
the head coach up here for one of the high schools up here, what's the name of that school? Kingston High School. They got Coach Flowers that actually played with Jerry Rice. He's the head coach. So yeah, but he's originally from New Orleans. So yeah, they have hit that area before.
He is the Murray State lost to non-scholarship Butler last week, 19-17.
Mm-hmm.
I give Valley a puncher's chance, and they'll win by 7.
Yeah, I mean, losing to Butler. I mean that, you know, I mean, Jesus. So
I got Valley beating Murray State. They lost to they Murray State did lose to Butler. Butler don't have no scholarships.
right. I mean, and like I said, Valley. Like I said last week, they put out a good showing. I think they're listening to their coach. I think he's a great motivator. I think they're trending up. Um, but my thing is that they got to hit that delta from starting at Yazoo, going up through Belzoni, through Indianola, going up to Cleveland, over to Shaw, Leland, Greenville, Greenwood, coming back over to the Mound Bayou area, going all the way up, still staying on 61, and then going up there to Clarksdale, Tunica. They got to rule those areas. They got to. They got to rule those areas because, one great selling point would be is that, hey, your kid can play here and you don't have to travel too far to see your kid. So, they just need to, just buckle up their bootstraps and recruit that Delta because there's a lot of great talent because I would, recruit that Cleveland team, when they combine both those high schools there.
Yeah.
And they have a real good team. So, I would go to places like that, and look for my players. I mean, you got Rosedale still, I mean, you still have schools there that's, great at football. They might be 2A, 3A schools, 1A school, like Shaw and places like that, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get the talent there. And the talent is right there in your backyard. And that's the Mississippi Delta.
All
Hence,
right.
hence the mascot Delta Devils. So,
All right. We got the next game on the list. Southern Heritage Classic. Arkansas Pine Bluff taking on Tennessee State. Pine Bluff rebounded last week and put up 73 on Arkansas Baptist. And I think this is the first time in Division I that a team has got blown out by 70, and then the next week has put up 70 on somebody.
First time. I mean, I love the coach. I love Coach Hamilton. I think he's a great motivator. I think he wants to win, but not so fast. DJ, you're going to hear that name a lot tomorrow. DJ will go I would say he's going for 330 and 5. Final score 48-21. Tennessee State.
What you got, Mr. Ford?
If Eddie George let Pine Bluff beat him, they gonna run him out of Nashville.
Yeah. So that's why I said he better let DJ he better let DJ play Sandlot tomorrow. He better. Because if you mess around and lose the Pine Bluff,
They should beat him by at least they gotta beat him by at least 2 touchdowns. I know they learned something. They went up there and took that whooping from North Dakota State. That was unnecessary. And now you come back and play Pine Bluff. Yeah, they should beat Pine Bluff by at least 2 touchdowns. At least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. I got them beating them 48-21.
Yeah.
Well, on this one, I'm gonna go not so fast, my friend. I'm gonna go Pine Bluff.
Whoa!
By 10.
Really?
By 10.
By 10?
Yes.
So you put Eddie George in the hot seat.
Cause the last 2 years, when both teams have played, Pine Bluff has made this a game.
They have. That's true.
They have made this a game. And if it wasn't for the last couple of minutes in this game last year, Eddie George would have been on the hot seat last year. He's kind of on the hot seat because you got to understand, last season he ended the season 0-3. The last 3 games of the season, he ended it 0-3, where he had a chance to go to the FCS playoffs. He didn't have to play SEMO. He lost to Tennessee Martin by 10. They beat Gardner Webb. What else did you have to do? The only other team that was kind of in your way was Eastern Illinois. You lost to them. The Tennessee Tech game last year was the one that kicked we just trying to figure out what in the world was y'all thinking, because you got shut out in that game. So I mean, and this year, for this year, don't get me wrong, DJ is balling.
He is. I think he has a different gleam in his eye. I think he's trying to get on some NFL scouting reports right now. I'm gonna believe in him. He really didn't have a terrible game against North Dakota State. He just didn't have the guys. That's the biggest thing. But I'm like based on history of their game. They had this thing here, it's not momentum. So, you're right. I mean, Pine Bluff, they probably coming off a good high, this week. But we will see. But I just think that as far as the trenches are concerned, and I like Tennessee State's D line, I really do. Although they lost my favorite guy, Terrell.
Let me ask you something. Eddie George is talking about going FBS, and he can't beat Pine Bluff. And y'all picking Pine Bluff to beat him, and he talking about going FBS.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be hard for him. I mean, but there is a job in Nashville that he can go get. So,
What is that?
Vandy,
What job is that?
Vandy.
You think that lady gonna pick Eddie George to be the coach at Vanderbilt?
Well, I say it's there for it's because of the name. I mean, he gets guys. He does. He gets guys, but it's just he still
He's
think
still a novice. He's still a
yeah,
novice. He's a novice.
it's two players that was more than that actually, but it's two all-time great players that got their careers just ruined playing under Jeff Fisher. I mean, he is one of them, and Steve, the late Steve McNair. I mean, it's just, Jeff Fisher would, he gonna win. He gonna go 8-8. He'll go 12-4. Back then he'll go 13-3. But he just those teams, man, he just believed in playing that leather helmet football instead of stuff up to date. That's what he does, and I think he just ruined their career. I really do.
Well, I got on the real. I got Pine Bluff taking the game by 10.
I'll say this. I would not be shocked.
Now,
Well, I know this week he put out a clarion call. He wants to play at Jackson State again. Did you see that?
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah.
And Ed, you're right. DJ was actually knocked out. He was knocked out the last 2 years. So, they can just keep him just healthy and cut down the hits on DJ. Then, I think he can lead them to victory because he's really just that good. He really is. And I'm not saying that because he's one of my partner's kids, but I've watched him since he was in high school, and he just, because he was, he led Olive Branch to the championship game as a 10th grader, and then turned around and won it as an 11th grader, and then you know how they do the in-city recruiting and stuff like that. So he ended up playing his last year in Memphis, but. But he's always been that guy. And then DJ was actually the OVC freshman of the year and player of the year the same year as a freshman at Austin Peay. So the talent is there for sure.
Well, y'all already know we on the last game of the night. 6:00 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Stadium. We got Jackson State taking on their longtime rival, the Southern University Jaguars. In the Boombox Classic. Let's go. Let's talk about it. All right. Let's talk about it.
The moment they all been waiting for, huh?
The moment y'all been waiting for. Yeah, we know in the space. We
Well, Southern, they front seven, man. I think they front seven is formidable. Not too impressed with the DBs. Ever since Carter left last year, haven't been too impressed. Front seven is good. They do have, Rhyme. They still have Dylan. I like both their tight ends. They just got a Jim that came off the bench, Mr. T-Set. They have y'all what y'all call them, the senior center, retirement home, coaching staff. A lot of
I call it a gentleman's club.
the gentleman's club. My bad, the gentleman's club. Of course, this has been one of the biggest rivalries, in the SWAC, for years. I remember at one time, for all those old heads, we know that the game had gotten so big that they had to switch it to the Superdome because it was just so big during those times. Shout out to Robert Kent too. But
Superman.
Superman. Like I said, they got a kicker. I love their front seven. But not so fast. This is JSU time to shine. From Isaiah Spencer to Isaiah Guthrie to K1K to Jacobian to the trenches to the defensive line. Shouts out to Mr. Reed, and that's his nickname. I named him that. So y'all don't call him Reed Pulling, call him Mr. Reed Pulling. I have the score 56-7. You can throw out all the shenanigans saying that this is a rivalry game. No, tomorrow is called the Jackson Tea Party. Hence T-set. We're going to destroy them. We're going to make a statement. And one reason I'm going to tell you why. Because this is one of those years that the talent is not there on offense for SU. And it's sad when, because they will always have like, a guy, going back to doing my era, the Michael Hayes, coming back a couple years ago, the Petries, they have guys like that. But unfortunately, this year they don't. So if this was 2 years ago, then I'll be like, yeah, you throw the records out the windows, you throw the pride out, you throw your fandom into the game. But this year is facts over fandom, and TC gonna blow them boys out. Because one reason for all you SU people out there, you talked about Jason Brown so bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he beat you at your house. And you had Jordan Carter and Gibbons, and he beat you. So just imagine what QB1 from exit 119 gonna do, and QB2
From St. Louis.
from St. Louis. So you don't know what's about to come towards you, and all that noise talk is gonna be out the window. I've been saying it since this summer. They cannot match up with J-State athlete for athlete. And I want you people to know one thing. I get the noise talk. I get the JSU, SU hate. I actually love it. But I need you guys to think about one thing. It's no way I will be bragging, talking about I'm about to beat Jackson State and a scout team offensive lineman that transferred to my school as a starter. You might want to reconsider that. You might want to think about that. This is facts over fandom, because on this channel we give the straight facts. Like I said, but going back to what I was saying, their front seven is formidable, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, I love Gibbons. Running linebackers, they're okay, but they play well as a unit, though. They do. But as far as that offense, do I like T-Set? Yes, I do. That was the guy. I just didn't know his name. Remember last year I was talking about they had a freshman that I had seen. That was him. I didn't know who he was, but that was the guy I was talking about.
Okay.
But I think they about to throw some stuff at T-Set. He's a redshirt freshman. They said he's been a star since he was like 14 years old. And, based on, the flashes, what I'm seeing, he's that guy. I think SU this off season, you need to build around that guy, get some receivers, because Moss is not it. The guy hadn't started until his senior year. So what does that tell you? 56-7, and I'm done with.
What you got, Mr. Ford?
Well, I don't know how I can top 56-7. But now let me say this. I do expect I do expect Jackson State to beat them by at least 2 touchdowns. But now don't be surprised if Southern is in the game in the first half. Southern's letdown is going to come because Mark Fredericks is not ready for prime time. He's not the kind of offensive coordinator that's going to be a force in this kind of a game. Because this game right here, like they said, this Hollywood. Somebody just put it in there. The whole SWAC is watching. Damn right. Because when I was at school today and all the guys got together, everybody said they're going to be watching the game. But the thing with Southern is Terrence's biggest mistake was he didn't go out and get him an offense coordinator. He went with friendship. Okay? And that's going to get exposed tomorrow. That's going to get exposed tomorrow. Now, let me just say this. If Coach Quinn don't dominate a damn offense led by Mark Frederick, I'm going to have some problems with him. Because that's a simple, stale-ass offense that man running. Now, if he don't dominate that tomorrow, I'm going to be looking side-eyed at Coach Quinn. Okay? But like I said, don't be surprised now. At halftime, the game is close because like Noop just said, they defense is stacked now. But what's going to happen if Terrence don't make that decision that he's got to make, which is to take the play calling away from Mark and give it to Willie Todd, they're going to wear that defense out. They're going to wear that defense out. Because I'm telling you right now, you see tomorrow what I'm talking about.
They're going to wear them out.
They're going to wear them out.
Jackson State has too many athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have too many athletes, you can have a formidable defense, but when you have too many different athletes coming at you, because you don't really know. This is a team that you really don't even know who's going to be the star tomorrow. You don't know. You can't game plan for 8 guys. That's hard. That's hard. So Crook. Yeah, Crook, that's my prediction. Yes, Crook, that's my prediction. And yes, Crook, remember what I just said. I said last year, all you got to do is go back and watch the whole show. I said, and anybody can vouch for me. I said that Southern has a freshman. I didn't know his name. I said, but I was impressed with the guy, even over blood. I know I said that. I said that last summer. I know I said that. So, and I didn't know that was the T-set guy. I didn't know his name, but I knew about him though, for sure. But I just think, Quinn just gonna run some stuff at him tomorrow that's gonna confuse him.
Doc, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Miss Whitley, no, the game of the year is October 19th. Not tomorrow. No. The game of the year is October 19th when them Rattlers come to the vet. That's the game of the year.
Well, I'm gonna put it just like this. For Southern, it's basically you got to stop them up front. You got to confuse the offensive lineman. Running backs, you got to stop him. You got to stop him behind the line, and make T-Set, even though he's a redshirt freshman, make him play like a freshman, right? He's the starter. You knew the reason why you didn't want to put Noah Biden in there because he played himself out of being a starter. Let's just put it just like that. So, defensive wise, as far as Jackson State got to go is basically got to get the run. You got to get the run game started. Depending on who TC goes out, who he run out there at quarterback in the beginning. You kind of just got that first drive. You got to go down the field and hit him in the mouth. And we can't settle for just field goals. You got to go and hit them in the mouth for touchdowns. And the reason why I say that is because if you go and score your first touchdown, you let the air out of the building on their side because of the simple fact that they're going to be scrambling to try to figure out something. What I saw last week
against Savannah State, where Savannah really wasn't supposed to be in that game in the first half. Southern kept Savannah State in the game in the first half. First half, the first half ended 16-7. After that, you basically, Southern, you basically threw the kitchen sink. Once you made the change at quarterback in the second quarter, and I kind of seen it start in the second quarter, but at the same time, can he do it for all 4 quarters? Can he do it? You know what I'm saying? Can he do it for all 4 quarters? I don't think he can do it for all 4 quarters. I think that defensive line is going to be fast. It's going to be physical. I think the linebacker play, like I seen last week, is fast and physical. I love Reed Pulliam out there. He plays without looking at the game. He plays the game with reckless abandonment. Like, he do not care. We'll probably, we had a little issue with our back end in the first game, and I didn't see it in the second game. So we should make some little tweaks to the defensive backfield, not as far as the starters go, but as far as scheme wise go. And I'm put it just like this. I have Jackson State winning. Yes, this ain't no blue and white or blue or Columbia blue and gold glasses on. This is just straight up me. I have Jackson State winning this game tomorrow, 35-10. And Southern, guess what? You can hold this L. You can hold this L, and thank you, Mr. Ford, because I got for coming on. We'll be back on there tomorrow. Yes, because this part of the show is about to get a little bit vulgar. But
yeah, I just think this year they didn't recruit well. I think because they were so big on getting rid of Mr. Gucci Noop himself that they forgot about the recruiting aspect. And a lot of guys,
Yeah, but
a lot of guys came in there late.
They got adequate talent. That's not their problem. Their problem is offensive coordination. That's their problem. The offense is stale.
Frederick is he's terrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the biggest mistake Terrence made. But let me tell you what's going to happen now. Saturday morning, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning after the game, because I do believe it will be a blowout. Terrence gonna get that phone call. Terrence gonna get that. He gonna get that phone call. He gonna get that phone call.
From
that phone call. Because let me say, like I've said this over and over. Jackson State, Southern, Grambling, FAMU, North Carolina A&T, their fans are astute when it comes to strategy and X's and O's. They know. You can't fool them. They know. Okay. And when that mess is on display that Fredericks is doing tomorrow in the vet in front of about 50 or 60,000 people, Terrence is going to get a phone call late Saturday night, about 2 or 3 o'clock. And it's going to be some movers and shakers calling him. I'm just telling you now. Because that's how they operate at Southern.
Yeah, they got it.
He gonna get that 3 o'clock phone call.
Yeah, that black guy, I forget his name. He's a huge donor to
He's
Southern.
one of them. You talking about Clayton?
The guy that what's the guy's name? The guy that owned all them car lots in Baton Rouge, the black guy that owned all them car lots. I can't think of his name, but he owns a bunch of car lots. I think he owns like 12 of them around the Baton Rouge area. He's a black guy, and he's a Southern graduate. He's a huge donor. I mean, a huge donor to that school. Clayton is too. So, yeah, like I said, if it was 2 years ago with that team, they fielded 2 years ago, then I'd say, okay, this might, this gonna be a close game. But from what I've seen, nah. And with Coach Frederick, hell no.
Yeah,
So
that's the reason why the PV wasn't as good. I mean, that's the reason why Trayvon was down there running for his life last year. But since we on here, right? Since we on here, because like I said this show gonna go in another direction right now. And I told y'all Southern, you can hold this L, but guess what? It's still FTP for all them folks down in that school in Baton Rouge. But for me, it's FTH.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
I told y'all, hey, look at all them hoes.
yeah, it's that time, man. Boombox Classic, man. You got the Sonic Boom versus the Jukebox, and you got the Mighty Tigers versus the Jags. So I mean, this is an exciting week of football, but I just know that and see what I noticed about Jackson State, even in that ULM game, is that all these recruiting classes, these top tier recruiting classes, they're starting to pay off for JSU.
Oh yeah.
So you got to look at, like I said, look at you can be a fan, but just look at the facts. Look at the roster differences. Look at the defensive alignments. Look at the talent. Look at the trenches. Look at the QBs. Look at the running backs. You got to put all that stuff into context. When you're talking football, and I just think, well, actually, I don't think I know that Southern is not going to be able to match up. They're just not. They're just not.
I don't think they'll match up. They want me to play. They want me to play the FTP. I don't know. I don't have that video. I don't have that video. I need to get who has it. I know Tamona got it. Shoot.
Well, Crook, it doesn't matter what y'all holding back or what y'all hadn't debuted yet. It's still not better than the athletes at JSU. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. The only way y'all can win this game is if y'all got some guys from LSU that y'all done paid to play tomorrow. That's the only way. So it's just you just don't match up well, man. I mean, if Moss is your best wide receiver and he hadn't started to his fourth year, that should tell you something. That should tell you something right there.
Yeah.
And if your best receiving option is a tight end, unless your name is Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, then you're gonna run into some trouble. You're gonna run into some trouble. So you will see.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Oh my goodness, this is funny. This is funny.
Like I said, tomorrow, the game of the week is called the Jackson Tea Party. Pun intended. We're gonna pour out a bunch of tea tomorrow. So, young man, Mr. T said, get ready. A person that knows football, Adrian Crook, and not a hater. That's what I'm talking about.
Let me see something. I'm trying to find this video right here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is FTP week. And I'm about to jumped on here. I think our tight end is better than us. Landy is way better, is a way better tight end than Southern.
Y'all got two, man. Like I said, I talked about that again on the other show. You got Minor and Morris. Again, I know your team, man. You got Minor and you got Morris. I talked about them last week. I said that's your best. That's your best option because Morris is damn sure he's gonna get shut down. So again, I need you to read the screen, Mister Crook. Read that screen, and you tell me what it said.
Read it slowly. Well, I find it. Hey, so tomorrow over in Fort Collins, Colorado, it is Colorado versus Colorado State.
Uh-oh.
Them boys were looking for revenge from last year.
Yeah, and them guys, they actually stayed. They actually stayed. They actually stayed just to actually play them. So yeah, Colorado still does not have a running game. They still don't have an offensive line. Playmakers, yeah. I mean, they got Travis and they got Joe Horn, which I think Joe Horn will go high in the draft. First couple rounds, first maybe no later than third, but they still don't have a running game, man. And really, like it or not, last week they lost their best defensive player.
Yeah, Shallow.
Yep. So it might, like I said, but you still have the X factor, which is Shador. You still have the X factor, but he's probably gonna have to throw that ball like 50 times tomorrow, anywhere between high 40s to 50. He's gonna have to, and he's gonna have to do that. He's gonna have to do that just to make the game close. Because Horton is coming. I like Horton. I like Horton last year with them. So, and then they hit that portal pretty well too. They got a Michigan transfer, and they have a guy from Florida State that transferred to Colorado State. So, um, so my prediction, Colorado State in a shootout, 42-38.
Well, I guess Colorado State gonna talk Colorado into this ass whooping.
Yep. Yeah, and then it's at home. It's at Colorado State too. So of course you're doing Travis. They're gonna make their mark like they always do. Jimmy Horn, he's gonna make his mark like he always does. But I just you just got to run the football. They have the worst. ESPN did a story on them the other day that I saw. They have the worst rushing attack in all of FBS.
Yeah.
The worst. They have not even run for 100 yards in 2 games.
Nah.
combined. So that's pretty weak there. So of course, like I said, he's yeah, you're right. With they don't have Dylan Edwards anymore, which I thought that was a loss for them to be darned, because if you look at the game Dylan Edwards had last week, I mean, he only touched the ball 10 times, 3 touchdowns, one game. He only touched the ball 10 times, 3 touchdowns. So I mean, but I just think, me personally, not trying to start any pandemonium or anything like that. I think Coach Prime, this is his swan song. I think this is swan song. I don't know. The only thing that I see with that, is, can he, if he does stay, how is he going to coach a quarterback other than a guy named Shador? Like, what? How does that look?
Right.
Yeah, how does that look? So, but they're gonna have to be able to run the football, because, and they really lucky because that defensive end, that all-world defensive end, Colorado State, is gone. So they lucky on that. They very lucky on that. But I still think that Colorado State got to have a point to prove. I think they're going to be at home. The atmosphere going to be high. It's going to be high, and that's their rival. That's a rival. But I think Shador going to show up like he always does. Travis is as well.
Well, I found it. I finally found it. Damn it. I've been searching for it. So I've been searching for it. And of course, here y'all go. For all them Southern folks. Guess what?
Fuck them people! Fuck them people! Fuck them people! Fuck them people! Fuck
One
them
more
people!
time.
Fuck them people! 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 Fuck them people!
One more time.
Fuck them people!
This is the Boom Box Classic, man. But like I said, it's just this is not the typical one, and you'll see it. Southern will see it tomorrow. They'll see it. They will see it. I promise you, they will. Because to all you Southern fans out there, you skipping over one key factor. Jackson State, the last 2 recruiting cycles, they've been number 1 in the HBCU space. The year before, they was number 1 overall in the FCS. Then this last year, they were number 1 and number 2 overall. You mean to tell me that with talent like that on the field, now let's talk X's and O's, let's talk real football. It's no way that you can tell me and or show me how you guys are going to be in the game. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen, because now that talent is beginning to gel together. And then also a key factor was, and a key factor is, Jackson State, as for the last 2 years, have still been number 1 in the transfer portal as well. So that's going to be key, Southern. You don't know what's going to hit you.
Yep.
but it's gonna be built to ass tomorrow.
It is.
You gotta watch stuff like that, man. You gotta watch them.
It is.
You gotta watch. You gotta pay attention to stuff like that, man.
It is.
You
It gonna
know,
it's
yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
got no belt, but I got something for you. I
Hold
got
on,
something
let me.
for you. Uh-oh. Either hey, I
Hey,
ain't got a man.
don't have me to go to the shrine now. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm at the shrine. I'm at the shrine. I'm at the shrine.
Oh shit. Hold on now. EA. EA, what's up? Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday. You turned 25 again today?
Happy birthday, EA. Happy birthday, man.
Happy
I hope
birthday,
you enjoyed yourself today. And we will definitely see you on the 19th.
Yeah, we'll tell you later. Later,
So that new juice, that new juice is gonna be pumping, man. It's gonna be pumping. It's gonna be pumping. I mean, it's always. Matter of fact, I think the bros doing a fountain tomorrow. For the new juice. They're doing a fountain tomorrow. They're doing it for homecoming, and they're doing it on the 19th for Florida with the AZ brothers. So we're gonna do a fountain of the new juice, so you be able to just walk by, grab your red cup, and keep walking. Keep walking.
You know, I'm from Texas. We do
Now we definitely not responsible. We're not responsible for the aftershocks. We're not responsible for that. So let me put a little disclaimer in there. Drink
We're not
responsibly.
gonna be like we drink responsibly or don't end up like Shannon
Drink
Sharp.
responsibly.
You heard me? Drink responsibly or don't end up like Shannon Sharp.
That's right.
Let me talk you through this.
We actually gonna be located by the West Street side, towards the bottom of the hill.
Hey, don't play nobody drinking that juice because I drink that juice.
Yeah.
I ain't no noob. I drink that juice.
Oh, you're
You give
welcome
me
to it. You're welcome to it. You're definitely welcome to it. Definitely
well,
welcome to it.
man. Make sure y'all get to the game early tomorrow. There is shuttle service that's taking people from Smith Will Stadium over to the vet. Make sure you check in. Parking passes are all sold out. Make sure you don't park in no unauthorized area, or your ass will get towed.
Yeah, and everybody be safe. Let's have fun tomorrow. Eat good, drink good if you got them, whatever. But let's make it fun. Noise talk. Have a good time and just be safe. For everybody who's not in Jackson, such as myself, but probably be on the way. I pray I pray to the Lord for your traveling grace, going and coming. And man, let's have fun, man. Hell, it's the Boombox Classic, man. Let's get it. Let's
Oh yeah,
get it.
we'll be back on this thing tomorrow evening for the recap. Or if I get off early tomorrow at work, I probably, like I said, I will probably stream it for those who don't have ESPN Plus, who don't want to pay for ESPN Plus. So y'all pull up with your boy. Everybody else that's going to be at the stadium, make sure that you got your little jacket on, because it's going to be about 60. It's going to be about 70 degrees. It's going to be about 80 degrees kickoff. It's going to dip down into the 70s, low 70s tomorrow. They said 33% chance of rain, but I don't think the rain is going to do anything. I don't think it's going to rain tomorrow. And also,
Also, no violence, y'all. I talked about this earlier. No violence. We don't need to lose none of our people, young kids, old people, nobody. We don't need to do nothing like that. We just need to go out there, have fun, talk shit, and you know, like I said, just go out there and have fun. And for
And
those
you're
who
right, Doc. Not trying to cut you off, but you're right, Doc. And please, man, please, sir, take advantage of the shuttle service coming from Smith Wheels. Especially if you're gonna be, drinking a little bit, they give you a little time coming down Lakeland Drive to kind of, air out a little bit, if you will, before you get back into your vehicle. Because, like I said, it's gonna be a very action-packed weekend. It's gonna be a very fun weekend. And Mr. Crook, I'll be in my white Ghibli tomorrow.
And for those who missed the
Maserati.
beginning, and for those who missed the from earlier, I did put out it was a tribute to Mr. David Washington II. He would have been 18 years old on Wednesday. He was a young man that was said he was killed last Friday across from Kincaid Stadium here in Dallas, where Duncanville and South Oak Cliff was playing. We have a message from his head coach, Bam Harrison, for the Dallas Kimbell. Listen.
Put a hat on a hat. Put a hat on a hat for 4 quarters. Hit, stick, and don't quit. For 4 quarters. For 4 quarters. That's all I want. I'm hurting. I know all y'all hurting. But right now, I told y'all 2 days ago, it's a business trip. We got to take care of business. We got to take care of business right now. Then when we take care of business, we're going to let it all out, and we're going to be happy for David right now, because he's somewhere right now that we all want to be right now. You see what I'm saying? He here right now. He here right now. But I know one thing that he would want to do if he was here is just straight ball right now. Oh, yeah. That's all he would want to do right now. That's all he want to do right now. Myra Williams Hall. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Always give. Always give. That ain't good. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Always give. Always give. The best I have. The best I have. I'm not getting tired. I'm not getting tired. Sit down. 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 Rest the world. 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 Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Fight some more. 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 Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Y'all just heard all the heaven. You better bring hell. You better bring hell. You better bring hell.
And so, awesome, like I said,
awesome. Prayers up for those kids. I'm not kids, those young men. Man, prayers up for them, man. Just always know that God is real. And prayers up for those kids, man. And I'm just so impressed with that they can actually keep going. That's a form of strength, man. So
they traveled from here from Oak Cliff to Pine Bluff last Saturday and played the game Saturday morning and won big against Pine Bluff High School 35-6. And then now you go into trying to plan a wake and a funeral and a memorial and everything like that. So but yeah, that, like I said, that high school has some memories for me, because I went there for a semester before I transferred to Cedar Hill. My sister
that hit home then. Wow.
My sisters graduated from Kimbell. My cousins, young and old, graduated from Kimbell. The last time I heard something like this happen to a young athlete was my 8th grade year, and I was at T.W. Brown, and it was this guy by the name of Byron Norton, who was on track to go to Baylor, and National Honor Society student and everything. He was gunned down. Off of Polk and Camp Wisdom. So, it just hit home. That was the last time, and he was a Kimbell great. That's the last time I heard something like that. And then when I heard about this last week, it kind of just brought up a memory, and it just hit home right there. And so what I was saying, and the thing about this is that the person who pulled the trigger was number 16 years old. So to me, that young man lost his life. A family lost they love. Two families done lost their loved ones. Because one about to be in the penitentiary, and another one is about to be 6 feet deep.
And that's so sad, so sad. You just can't be getting that mad, to where you want to take someone's life. Life is precious, and the biggest thing to me is you allow that 5 seconds, either 5 minutes, that Satan gets in your system, and then this happens, and you make one of the worst choices you can ever make, because you're taking someone's child, and I can just imagine, what his parents are going through, because, there's always been a saying in our culture, I would hate to bury my child before I get buried. So you have to think about stuff like that, when you walking around, always be on the lookout, be careful, try to knock your stuff out in the daytime if you can, just stuff like that, that we always have to be cognizant of. So, shouts out to you, Doc, man. My heart goes out to you, man. You and your family out there, man. And, shouts out to, to those young men. That was a good young man. It takes me back, with this senseless violence, even, shouts out to the young man from Southern, that was doing the right thing. He was going to school, being in the band, trying to get custody, being a father as well, and, just senseless. So now that young man has to grow up without his mom and his dad. So, we have to start thinking, we have to be cognizant of, things like that, in our culture, and even outside the culture as well. Even with the school shootings and stuff like that, all that stuff is senseless violence, and it just needs to stop. And, that's my challenge, to everybody, just be safe, watch yourself, not telling you what to do, but the only thing I can do is just give my advice, because I'll be taking my own advice as well. But just stay safe, have fun, but just be careful.
Yep, that's it, and that's all, y'all. So we love y'all. I love y'all. We gonna work on something, try to get me down to Jackson for October the 19th. Plus my birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks.
You'll be there, goddamn it. If I have to walk, come get you. You going to that one. Shitting me. Yeah, hey, I'm hitting down into Jacktown on that Thursday, waiting.
That's where I'll try to get down to Jackson on Thursday.
Yeah, waiting. I'm talking about waiting, ready for that, man. Because this will be, this will be a long time coming to see Florida A&M come back to Jackson. So, and now, especially with all this mass hysteria in these social media spaces, So we definitely gonna have to put some belt to that ass too. But Southern, you are on the clock.
You on the clock, man. From myself and from Uncle Sid, he part of that frat that's so nice. Like I said, what they do.
They named it twice.
We'll see y'all tomorrow after the game. We love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe and hug your loved ones. We out of this thing. Peace.
Peace.